Welcome to day 5 of the ultimate land, water, and RV show. You know, you guys, I know we've done a couple shows together before, and I gotta be honest, from the bottom of my heart, I truly think this is my favorite one.
This has been so great.
Well, you know, we've got to do a lot of stuff we don't normally get to do. I mean, from, you know, talking about RVing with kids, to RVing with dogs, to showing newbies, you know, how easy and fun it can be to get into RVing, and now even boating.
Woo! It's true.
You know? How about you guys? Nate, what's your favorite part?
I mean, what's yours?
Well, when Brickle and Digby came with us and they got to hang out with everybody and swim the lake and they got their catered hamburger for us.
Catered hamburger. For me, actually, it was a segment you did on boating essentials. I really love that. Yeah, I found out that the #1 boating essential is to have a boat.
Especially this one.
I didn't know that.
Start.
Especially that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's a good one to have.
Yeah.
Bryce, Nelly, how about you
I
guys?
agree as well. We thought boating would be later on that we would get a boat, but now with this, we're just like, oh man, that's more in the foreseeable future. Like
Right?
now.
Well, and it's just right in that price point.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
is.
like we
Yeah.
talk about easy accessibility, you know, and the ease to be able to do things. And we did it with RVing with like the Coleman 17B, where we were able to put out a travel trailer that made camping easy and accessible.
Yeah.
And now we're doing it in boating.
And just seeing our girls on it yesterday when we were just chilling and just stable and solid and jumping in the water and get back in, I was like, this is awesome.
I saw it melted my heart. It's so sweet. And speaking of boating, guys, coming up next, it is my good friend Chris Young, and he's going to be taking you through a different part of boating. That's going to be docking and some of the essentials you're going to need to dock successfully.
You know, the great thing about having a boat, great thing about being on a lake, is being able to enjoy it. Some of the most unenjoyable times are docking your boat. That's why we're going to talk to you a little bit about some docking essentials that you can find Camping World, Gander RV, and of course at Overton's. Now, one of the things you saw me probably pulling in right here is the Dock Pro Caddy. Love this because it's got a 300-pound capacity, 20-inch wheels on it, and the container here, high grade, not gonna rust, not gonna rot on you. These handles too are meant so that you don't have to bend over while carrying it down. I mean, hopefully you saw how easy it was to pull in. But when you're bringing your docking essentials to either load up on the boat, unload, take them back to storage or whatever, make sure you have something like this on hand. Sure beats the old-fashioned wheelbarrow, plus it's marine grade, made to help make sure that that docking goes handy. Now, speaking of going handy, I can't tell you how to dock a boat, but I can tell you how to protect the dock and the boat when you're pulling in. One of the first things you want to invest in are fenders. Now, this one here is one of the DockMate piling fenders. Now, whether you have pilings or you just have a straight, you know, rectangle style dock, we have fenders that are going to make sure that docking is going to be right for you and safe and secure. All of these DockMate fenders are made of high grade roto-molded vinyl. They are UV resistant. Most of them come pre-inflated and they're guaranteed not to split or bust because we know they got to last for a hot line. Now with these go right on the piling, and you'll notice they have the inlays here so that you can mount it. The reinforced holes here for the screws or the bolts that you want to put in are ready to go. They're not going to tear on you when you load them in. Put that on the piling, or I've even seen some people take these. They don't want to go with the regular dock fender style. They just want to put the big piling on like that. Whatever your flavor, whatever your preference, we got a fender that's going to be right for you. Now, speaking of just the regular dock fenders, same thing here with the DockMates. Now, multiple colors, you can get these multiple styles, multiple size, multiple colors. Today, I'm just going to be able to show you a few of them. But once again, roto-molded, high-quality, marine-grade vinyl, UV resistant, ready to rock and roll. So, mount this same way. Come over to your dock. Put that on, you got the reinforced holes right there for your screws or your bolts, and that's gonna go in and make sure, however far you wanna put them apart, you can line the entire dock. With the multiple sizes that we have on these, you got plenty of options. But there you go. Now, Chris, what about the corners? Those corners aren't fun. I'll tell you that right now. But we do have something for you. These DockMate corner fenders are great. Once again, multiple sizes, multiple colors. They do come pre-inflated, but you got the little sports ball nozzle right here, so that if you do need to add some air or even take some out, you got the option to do it there. UV resistant, and when you're ready to put it on the corner, slides in. You got the holes on top that are once again reinforced, easy to mount. Even comes with some accessories and washers if you need it. Now for the curved enthusiasts that say, well, we have maybe a little bit of a weird dock. What do you have for something that maybe wants to go up and down, but we don't have pilings? Whatever the dock setup that you have, don't worry about it. We got something that's going to work for you. For example, this DockMate top mounted fender comes with the eyelets here, so you can mount from the top and on the side. Still that high quality roto-molded vinyl, UV resistant, and has the sports ball hole, so you can do some inflating or deflating if you need to. And when it comes time to put it on the dock, sits flush right there. You can move it around. So if you got the side fenders, if you got the top fender, however you want to do it, you are good to go. And then of course the standard, beautiful Overton's DockMate bumpers. Come in so handy. This is a boating absolute essential, docking essential too. Reinforced eyelets here. So if you need to quick tie, you got the reinforced eyelets on both sides, tied to the dock, tied to the boat. Comes pre-inflated, but still has that sports ball nozzle. You can do the inflating if you want to. So dock fenders out of the way. Let's talk about one of my favorite things, the Fuel Daddy. Now we have this inside Camping World, inside Gander, and of course online, Overton's. You can get these for your RV, your home, your boat especially, because when you're out on the water, the last thing you want to do is run out of fuel. Now this is a 25-gallon Fuel Daddy right here. It's high-grade polyethylene. You got reinforcements all the way around, powder-coated frame, and you got the 10-inch pneumatic tires. Now I know it's pronounced pneumatic, but I got a one-man boycott against silly spellings, so I'm gonna say it the way it was spelled, pneumatic, just like I didn't go to school, I went to shul. It's the way they spelled it. But the Fuel Daddy comes with its own pump, that reinforced rubber, galvanized steel handle. You got the emergency shut-off valve or just the regular control valve right here. Great to have, especially if you're gonna run out of fuel or you just want something that's gonna help you keep fuel. The other thing that I try to tell people to pick up, get you one of these fuel transfer pumps. These are great if you just have a regular gas can, because sometimes the nozzles, you might have those pressure release nozzles on your gas can. These are great to replace that because they're battery operated. You don't have to worry about starting the flow of fuel to fill up car, boat, RV, whatever. These are just always great to have on hand. Now, once you get your boat there, you might have, whether you're setting it up on the frame, whether you're setting up on the trailer, whether you're pulling into the dock, if you have a winch or if you need a winch, we sell all kinds. Most of them galvanized steel. They have 2-inch thick straps. They got the nickel reinforced hooks, so hand crank, power crank, whatever you want, 2,500 pounds, 1,000 pounds, 1,600 pounds, whatever you may need. We got a winch that's there for you. Get you one that's gonna replace that maybe entry level or starter winch that you picked up. Or if you have a good winch and maybe your strap or your rope isn't as good as you think, or you got, say, Chris, I wanna go from a rope to a strap, we have replacements for that as well. For example, this Overton's winch strap and hook, reinforced, great. It's got you'll see this fits all standard trailers. This one here is a 25 foot by 2 inches wide. It comes with the reinforced strap already built in, so you don't have to worry about creating another knot. And you still have that heavy duty zinc hook right there. And when you're pulling your pontoon boat up, you want to make sure that it's centered on your frame. If you do not have the bunk guides, these are great. You can mount them from 24 to 36 inches. They're standard. They fit pretty much every trailer out there, but extremely handy when it comes to making sure that when your boat is up on the trailer, it is centered and easy to go. I mean, that's part of docking too, right? Technically, pulling out of the water, just want to make sure that you are safe, sound, and secure. Now, if you're going to be docking at night because you want to spend a good amount of time out on the water, you want to spend time with the family, and you say, you know what, we're going to wait till the sun goes down before we come in and dock. Get yourself some additional lighting, like these right here by Stansport. Love these little lumens, the 600 lumens. These lanterns are great because they're solar powered. You don't have to worry about the batteries. They have multiple light settings, very bright, and they even have the emergency flash if you need it. Another thing that's extremely popular are the Dock Pro solar lights. These are easy to mount, they're marine grade, reinforced, and you can see these from a half a mile away. Sometimes your dock doesn't have great lighting, and if you're boating at night, this is one that I think is absolutely essential. You know what, even if you're not gonna boat at night, mount these on your boat because you can see it from half a mile away, and what's it gonna hurt to have additional light anyway, right? And these come in 2 packs, extremely handy. Now, the Danik hook is another essential in my book because when you're talking about having something that's universal, it's winch activated, it's reinforced, whether you need it for the boat, the campsite, or whatever, you just need something that's going to give you a little additional security. Pick up one of these because they come in extremely handy. You'll notice that I have those sitting on a nice little table because these not only accent your dock, accent your boat, accent wherever you want to accent, they come in extremely handy. Easy to fold up, lightweight, multiple colors, and this one, for example, the tag-along holds up to 20 pounds. So if you already got it setting on your dock, or maybe you got it setting wherever, you need to offload some stuff and not have rumbling around the dock area, these little quick fold tag-along tables come in extremely handy, especially to help keep you organized. Another thing that's going to not only help keep you organized, but maybe make the kids happy, the spouse happy, and the pets happy is having a dock mat. You'll notice we have everything laying on top of this black strip right here. Comes in multiple colors, multiple sizes, everything from inflatable to vinyl to AstroTurf to whatever. Easy to clean, slip resistant like this one is right here underneath. Goes great on the dock, especially if you got one of those docks that maybe the wood has gone a little bit green, a little bit dirty, and you want to give it a little bit more of a nicer aesthetic. Get yourself a nice little dock mat. These come in handier than you think. And since they're not only easy to clean, but they're made for docks, you can just leave it there year round. Just when you get a chance, pressure wash it off every now and then. Just keep things clean. Now, something else, last but not least, that you might not think is essential, but let me tell you, when I go fishing, maybe early in the mornings, maybe I take the kids, I got to come back to the dock to pick up family members, especially my spouse. She has to have her captain's chair like this Rio hammock rocker so that she can command me on proper docking from the comfort and ease of her Rio hammock chair. Because what better way to wait for your wonderful barge of happiness to come pick you up, to take you out on the lake, than by sitting in something like this. Up to 300-pound capacity, reinforced aluminum framing here, easily stores away in the boats. These are fantastic. Plus you have the little headrest right here. So when whoever, spouse, friend, family members, they want to hang out on the dock while you're either docking the boat, pull up, let them hop off, get in and chill out, maybe grab something out of the cooler as well, or they want to help guide you back into the dock, get them something that they can do it comfortably in. But hopefully you found some of these docking essentials, thought starters, idea starters to help you find the right docking essentials for you. You can find this and more information always at campingworld.com, ganderrv.com, or overtons.com.
I love you.
Love you too, Papa.
Hey, honey, look what I got. A triggerfish.
Don't settle for the trips you've always taken. There's a different way to travel. And RVing is the way to go.
Look at this area. It's so cool. We're here!
You can see new things. Travel to new places. Seek new adventures.
It's moving.
All without leaving home behind.
You're so fun.
I know.
Travel different with Camping World.
Leave your routine on the shoreline. Launch into the best days of summer with Overtons. the only place you need for everything boating. Water sports, fishing, and more. Visit Overtons.com, the nation's largest water sports and marine accessories dealer for everything you need for life on the water.
Oh man, we're having a good time out here. I hope you guys are feeling what we're trying to get across here about just the memories and the moments you're gonna have by getting out there, traveling different, whether RV, doing the boat life, the camping. Hope you're feeling that.
You know what kind of memories you don't want to have. Next up, we got Ian and Chris talking about preventative maintenance.
Okay, I see where you're going. I thought you were talking about me falling off in the kayak.
No. I mean, that could have been prevented as well, but we won't get into that right now.
Yeah, in this next section, Chris and Ian, they're talking all things preventative maintenance for your RVs. Things that are easily looked over but make all the difference. Like, we're talking maintaining your tires, the air pressure on those, inflating when you need to. Nelly's favorite part, the black and gray tanks.
So good. Just don't go down that road. Just stay on top of it so it doesn't get on top of you.
You got things like when you're in the case where you got to winterize your rig because it's coming in on the winter, you got to drain the water and prep it so that it's not going to freeze and ruin the pipes. It's very simple, but with your next rig, make sure to pay attention this next segment because they're going to be covering all the things that's going to make your experience flawless.
So go ahead. Take it away, Chris and Ian.
You know, Ian, first off, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Dude, it's great. How are you doing?
I'm great.
You know, when
Good
people
time.
are at the campground or when they're trying to get to the campground, I think a lot of times we don't think about the things with our RV that's going to get us there and keep us out of the shop.
Yep.
So would you help me with some preventative maintenance here?
Yeah, of
Get
course.
the big dog brain going on this. You know what I mean? So I see we got a bunch of stuff in front of us. So let's just go down the line, man. Talk about what we got.
Yeah, so one of the things I always tell people, you know, one of the first steps preventative maintenance is making sure you have a good toolkit, right? Because,
right.
you know, the RVs, they're built very well, they're built to last, but sometimes things happen. You know, you might just be hanging out, have a power cord, all of a sudden, you know, someone comes by, they run over your power cord, right?
Oh.
And then, Chris, what are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with that?
Well, I tell you, you're the dirty rat that shot my brother. That's what I would do with it.
Right, so, you know, things happen though, right? You have a power cord, you gotta be able to fix that. You know, you gotta be able to strip it down, reconnect it. So you wanna make sure that you have a toolbox so you can do that. That's gonna be one of the biggest things, right? You know, so that way you can, again, just any minor thing goes wrong, I always recommend having drills, making sure you have a couple sockets.
Yeah.
An
impact drill if you can get it. Especially, especially if you got the jacks to lay down.
Yes, yes. And, you know, and if you ever have to, you don't have any tire problems, talk about impact drills, right? Be able to put tires in and out, or the lugs on and off. You want to make sure you check your tires before every trip. I mean, that's going to be a big one.
Yes.
These right here are tire inflators. This is something that's pretty portable, super handy to have, right?
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple different sizes. Got a nice, convenient carrying bag here too, right? So that way it doesn't have to just hang out in a box or hang out in the pass-through.
Yeah, just be bouncing around the bed of the truck or bouncing around pass-through. I like how we got the diamond plate on the bottom, the rubber grip on there, and looks like we got ourselves a really nice long hose.
Yes, and Chris, I'm not going to claim that it can do it, but I have talked to some people before that said they actually were able to fill up a semi-tire with one of these. So,
really?
Hey, listen, I didn't see it happen, but rumor has it that it is capable of doing it. So even though it is small, it is very powerful. And man, I love your necklace. That looks good.
You like that?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the fluffy boa, right?
I feel like Jesse
world.
the Body. Yeah, right now. That's what I feel. I mean, I'm standing next to the body. You know, that is, I'm saying I'm Jesse the Body.
Oh, man. That's good stuff.
That is one of those things that, you know, I always tell people, if you can, check it a week out and then check it the day before.
Yes.
Because if your tire pressure is about the same, you should be good to go. But if it's not, then you're definitely going to need to go check and have it, possibly fixed. As we kind of continue down here.
And so kind of along the same lines, talking about tires, right here, right? This is awesome. It's a TPMS, right, or tire pressure management system.
Yeah.
And we talk about tire pressure. This, for me, is a big one. Talking about preventative maintenance, because we've all heard it, right? We've heard the horror stories of having a blowout and causing damage, and nobody wants that to happen, and I hope it doesn't, right? But the number one reason for tire blowouts, Chris, is just pure neglect, right? And so you want to make sure that your tires are in good condition and also they are at the right pressure. And a TPMS like that makes it super simple.
It's easy to use, easy to install, comes with everything you need for 4 tires. This one does, for example. And we have some that'll even go to your cell phone.
Exactly.
You know, which are easy to read. I mean, just makes it extremely easy to use.
Yep.
Yeah, starting from the bottom, right to the top.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah, start from the bottom, now we're here. Which is probably the way you should wash your RV, too.
I would do it the opposite, Chris, actually. I would start from the top and work our way down.
Right, but I like those streaks.
It's a different economy. I like the streaks. So you're absolutely right, though. When you wash your RV, right, you want to start on the roof. And there's... We don't have enough time in this segment to talk about RV roof washing, right? There is absolutely some maintenance you want to do on your RV.
Yeah.
And it is something, especially if you have a rubber roof, which, as we know, most RVs are. There are some other, synthetics out there, TPOs, some PVCs, things like that. Majority of them will be rubber, and there is a process you have to go through to clean it, and then basically you're going to restore some UV protection back in it, and that will help prevent against black streaking, help the longevity of your roof. And it's one of those things, we talk about DIY, we talk about some preventative maintenance. While you have to do it every year, it is a time-consuming process. So I always tell everyone, look, if you got the time, absolutely do it yourself.
Yes,
it's not that it's necessarily difficult, it just takes a lot of time, and you're up high. You're on 9-10 foot heights. So if you have a fear of heights, bring it on in. Obviously, we have services that we can wash the roof for you. Make sure it's protected while we're up there. Make sure that we check any leaks, right? Check your sealants. Yep. Which is what we have right here.
Yep. I mean, this is one where we tell people, I say, if you can do it twice a year, do it. But if not, bring it in. Bring it in so that we can do it for you, because Ian nailed it right on the head. You don't want to get up there and all of a sudden you're as clumsy as I am, and the next thing you know, you're waking up 6 months later. So that is not a good scenario for anybody.
No.
But we do have the sealants, and I know you know way more about these than I do. So the cap and the lap, and you said it's way different than just one lap.
Yes, cap and lap. It's not just difference between a C and a L, my friend. Yeah. So real quick breakdown. So lap sealants, the purpose of it is it's like a self-leveling sealant. So what that means is you put it on and it levels itself out. So you'll want to use this on your roof. Right. You don't want to put it on a sidewall, because then it's just going to come streaking down your sidewall. That's not what you want. But on the roof, it is perfect. A cap seal, this is something that you'll want on the top of your window. So a lot of people don't know this, but for your window seal, you actually do what they call cap sealing, where you take just basically the top part of it and a little bit down the sides, and that is all you seal. You actually don't want to seal the bottom of the window, because then the weep holes don't work the way they're supposed to. So, so cap sealant is going to be for your windows. Your lap sealant will be for up on your roof.
Fantastic tip.
Yes,
and of course, we have all types of washes and waxes for your RV.
Yep.
We have now antifreeze. Now that's one. I think that's important, because with motorhomes or even your tow vehicle.
Yep.
Always, once again, a week out, check those fluids. Day before, try to check everything again.
Yeah.
We have everything you need for that as well.
Well, and for winterization, Chris, real quick, because I just want to hit on that. Winterizing and de-winterizing your RV is a relatively simple process for the most part. So, I always tell people, again, if you make sure you do it right, we have some videos out there in order to help people, the DIYers.
Show you how to do both of them,
But there are some nuances that make it very difficult. If you have, for example, a residential refrigerator with an ice maker, if you have a dishwasher, right, those make it a lot more difficult to winterize and de-winterize. And so for those scenarios, I do recommend bringing it in.
Yes.
Just because it will make your life so much easier than trying to do it on your own.
One of the things I think is absolutely essential, maybe not so much along the lines of DIY, but keeping you from doing some DIY.
Absolutely.
Boom, water pressure regulator.
Yes, Chris, I always tell people there's two big things that if you're new to RVing, you have to have. The water pressure regulator and a surge protector, right? It's going to protect you from any electric current, right? Whether it's high voltage or low voltage, as well as water pressure, because you never know what that campground is going to have. There's a ton of amazing campgrounds out there. Some of them are a little bit older. Sometimes you have, it's a hot day. It might be 95 degrees and it's July 4th. The campground's packed. And, everyone's running ACs. And then you like you always say, you don't want to get bit by
the post monster.
There it is, my friend. But with the water pressure regulator, right, that is going to do exactly as the name implies. It'll regulate that water pressure coming in. Because if it's too high of water pressure, while your lines aren't going to burst, what'll happen is right at all the connection points, it will start to leak. And the last thing we want in an RV, of course, is any kind of water leak issue.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to, we kind of jumped right over these. I wanted to mention these. Having the right tools when cleaning the RV is essential too. Because, you're talking about sometimes fiberglass, sometimes aluminum sided. You don't want to scratch and make things worse.
Correct.
You know, just trying to clean dirt off. You want to take care of your RV just like you do your vehicle. And
Absolutely.
having something like these, and microfiber sponges, microfiber cloths.
Yep, you got a nice brush right here.
Yep.
You know, you're able to hook water up to this one.
Tell me that's not great.
Yeah, exactly. Telescoping brush. It's one of those things, again, you have to have, right? I mean, your RVs tend to be a little bit taller.
Right.
I mean, you might have a smaller RV, you can reach most of it, but I do always recommend a brush. And make sure you put on cleaners that are going to be approved.
Yeah.
You have no idea how many times I've seen people try to, you know, like wax the front cap on their RV and they're using the wrong wax and it just completely dulls it, right? Yeah, and then that's the last thing in the world you want to have is this beautiful painted cap and then it's just dull. So you do want to make sure you are using approved RV cleaners.
Now, tell me about some of the stuff that we have right here. Slide out lubricant.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Slide out lubricant, right? So when you have a slide out, you'll have several different seals. Most of them are going to use a 3-seal system. And what that is you'll have 2 swiper seals, one basically on the inside, one on the outside. Then you'll have what they call a bulb seal, so that when the slide closes up, it keeps the water out. And then those swiper seals, right, they go up against the slide wall, and it's just like a rubber flap, right? Well, after a while, that rubber dries out. You know, it is rubbing on that slide as it is going in and out, and that can be a problem. So you want to make sure you lubricate that, so that way it slides nice and smooth. And, and A, you don't damage the seal. Exactly. It's because A, you don't damage the seal, and B, that's exactly it, Chris. I've seen it where the rubber grabs enough that, you know, a lot of your slides will have 2 motors, and it will actually get one of your motors out of sync, and then you have a slide that's not moving in and out correctly. So you definitely want to make sure you lube them up.
That's a world of problem nobody wants to get into.
Correct.
Now, what we have here is the Cyclone RV holding tank vent.
Yes, sir.
So now, I know a lot of the newer RVs, some of them will already have, you know, the cycling vent on it. But for ones that don't, I think this is essential too.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of people, and if you're not familiar with plumbing, you know, you have a P-trap, right, like underneath your sink, and that not only helps for water, but it also, one of the main purposes is to keep gases out, right? So a lot of times you will have a little vent, like at your home, you'll have a little vent in your plumbing. Usually underneath your sink, sometimes they'll put what they call an AAV. It's just a little automated vent, makes it nice and simple. What this does is this will actually go on top of the roof of your RV, but it basically serves the same purpose. It makes sure that any of your smells from your tanks are going outside the RV, not coming back inside the RV.
Which
that
is
is correct. Which
essential.
Which goes kind of right along with this, right? Tank maintenance is a big thing. You want to make sure that your tanks are fresh. You want to make sure that you wash out your black tank. You want to make sure you're breaking down any solids, because otherwise it's going to start throwing off your sensors and you'll have a bunch of other issues. So you want to make sure you're taking care of your tanks as well as sanitizing the fresh tank.
Yeah, and speaking of, you know, if you do go a long time, you haven't really used a Porta-Packs, we do have systems that'll help get all of that stuff out of the waste tanks.
Yeah, so and again, there's a couple different things. I mean, as I said, there's some wands you can stick down to wash out your black tank. This right here is great if you're using like a portable tank, right? Like if you don't want to have it to dump, or you don't have a dump station that's nearby, you just have like a portable one. That right there is fantastic. That's basically a portable macerator pump. So it'll take all those solids, it'll grind it down into as gross it is.
Yeah, gross it is. We don't want to deal with it.
Out.
Yeah, but it's essential because you don't want that stuff sitting in the tank. Like Ian always says, it's like a mini ecosystem in there. So that's not something you want to mess with and throw off the balance. All right, so last but not least, because I know we have a ton of products, so many things that can help keep you out of being serviced. We're here under a beautiful awning, and I think you got to keep that clean as well.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. It's definitely something you want is some awning cleaner. You know, again, you want to make sure we're using the right chemicals on the right thing. You know, you don't, there it is. So you want to make sure, I think I'm leaking, Chris. You want to make sure that, you know, that you're using the right chemicals so you're not breaking it down prematurely. An awning cleaner is exactly like you said it is to use on the awning. Or my shoe.
So that's what you need to help make sure that your DIY process, your maintenance process is as good as it can be without having to come into one of our service centers. But if you do need to bring your vehicle into a service center, please, we have over 175 locations, Camping World and Gander. We're here to serve and make sure you get everything that you need, especially when you want to clean the real awnings.
You got it.
I love you.
Love you too, Papa.
Hey, honey, look what I got. A triggerfish.
Don't settle for the trips you've always taken. There's a different way to travel. And RVing is the way to go. See new things. Travel to new places. Seek new adventures. It's moving. All without leaving home behind.
You're so fun.
I know.
Travel different with Camping World.
Dude, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's okay, right? It's not
I'm
too
clean.
cold. Okay, yeah, you clean. It was cleaner.
I was sweating a little.
Yeah. So it was at least refreshing.
It was. Thank you, Chris.
Beautiful.
Appreciate it.
Welcome back to the Ultimate Land, Water, and RV Show. What's up? It's Chris Young, the big dog, Ian Baker. And, during the Ultimate Land, Water, and RV Show, Ian, we've had a chance to show people things to do in boondocking, how to travel with pets, how to travel with kids, maintenance. And we also got a chance to show them with that brand new Napalo boat, how it was made. But we had another special trip that same week, too.
Yes, sir, we did. Yes, we got to go down, not only see how the Apollo boat was made, but also see how some RVs were made. And again, Chris, this is kind of where I nerd out. I love seeing it, from the ground up, especially people that don't get the opportunity to travel there. I think this is a really cool segment just to be able to see how the RV they're looking at is built.
Yeah, how it's built. And, more importantly than that, if this is your first time kind of experiencing the RV lifestyle, really getting into, hey, which one do I need to get? Which one's right for me? This one may very well help you out. So Big Dog and I are going to go check out the Napalo boat while you check out the RV manufacturing tour right now.
Ryan, hey buddy, thanks for joining me. So here we are. We have a Class C chassis. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and then kind of walk us through and tell us what we got going on.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Ian, and great introduction. So as Ian mentioned, we're here at the start of the Jayco Class C line. E450 is what we're standing right in front of. And as any home, as any custom home, a motorhome is really, it starts with the foundation, right? So that's what we would call the foundation, is it starts with the chassis. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is that, before that chassis even hits that production line, there's a lot of work, time, attention, care that has to go into building these chassis.
Okay.
And we call that the chassis upfit, okay? So as you look at these chassis, that's where all of these cross members are welded on. That's where all of the parts and pieces get bolted on for us to create that foundation. One thing that we always like to talk about is the J-Ride ride and handling packages.
Yes, please.
Because this is a motorhome, right? So
Yes.
just like any other vehicle, you're going to be hopping in this thing and you're going to be driving cross country. So just like any vehicle, the overall ride and drive is very, very important, right?
Yes.
It's not just how does it look on the inside, it's
That's
how does
right.
it drive, how does it handle,
Yep.
and how do we get down the road. Our J-Ride packages, again, starting on the Red Hawk, it starts with what we call a computer balanced drive shaft, okay? So now, again, as we upfit this chassis, we're actually taking it and we're stretching it apart, okay? So as we stretch it apart, that means that we have to make the drive line a little bit bigger, okay?
So when you say stretching it apart, for people that may be new to motorhomes, what does that mean, right? Because you're not going to take it and physically stretch the steel, right? It's a matter of cutting it, right?
It's a matter of cutting
making
it, so you're going to find that these wheels are about right here. We actually we're going to have to cut it, and then we stretch it out, and then piecing it back together. As we're piecing that together, the first component of that J-Ride is that we're computer balancing that drive shaft. That means that everything is working together to be perfectly balanced. That reduces a lot of the shudder and a lot of the vibrations that you traditionally feel. So the more stable that we can make your experience, the more comfortable you as the customer is going to be.
Perfect. All right, so it looks like we're doing a chassis. Where are we moving to next?
Next, why don't we move to the floors?
Okay, let's do it.
At Jayco, we use a vacuum bonded floor, so we'll talk a little bit more about vacuum bonding and what that means when we get down into the sidewalls and even into the roof.
Perfect.
But it's important to note that we do use a vacuum bonded floor. You'll notice that there are no seams in this floor, right?
Yeah.
So this is one solid sheet right here that's all laminated together.
Okay.
You've got your four-sided aluminum frame in there. You've got your polystyrene insulation, and then again on top is a seamless piece that is all laminated together. You're also going to find that it's all one level, okay? So you walk in a lot of motorhomes, you're gonna find that there's a step up going into the bedroom, there's a step up going into the bathroom.
Yes.
You know, anytime there's a step up, you obviously have to marry those two parts together, and again, that creates another seam. So very important when we talk about seamless and flush. Why don't we go talk about the sidewalls?
Sounds good.
Okay. You can see here this motorhome has a sidewall installed. So once all the cabinets are in, some of the bigger appliances will start to then tack on the walls. Now why I wanted to speak a little bit about the walls, we use a vacuum bonded wall. Okay, so vacuum bond's a little bit different in the sense that you take all your components that are needed to build the wall, so that inner wall board, the four-sided aluminum frame, the insulation, your fiberglass, all that stuff, you adhere it together, and then it goes into a big vacuum, okay? And basically that vacuum, it sucks it down at 144 tons of pressure for 16 to 18 minutes. So it gives you a true seal. We don't have to worry about the bad word in the industry called delamination. Very little do we deal with that because of the way that we're putting it together. And again, making sure that we know, okay, at Jayco, specifically on the motorhomes, we're gonna vacuum bond our floor, our walls, and then our roof.
Excellent. Looks beautiful, nice and sturdy.
Thank
Just
you.
the way I like it.
Yeah, let's go talk about the front cap.
Perfect.
So Ian, again, one of my favorite parts about our motorhomes as well, you're gonna find that we use a seamless one-piece fiberglass front cap on everything that we build. So that's Red Hawk, Greyhawk Prestige. This happens to be a Melbourne Prestige actually, but we use it on Melbourne and Melbourne Prestige. And if you can see the description of one-piece seamless fiberglass front cap is exactly what it is. Okay, you find that this whole cap is a molded fiberglass piece. So how is that different from what our competitors are doing? It's different in the fact that it is all one piece. It's literally in the name of the description. You're gonna find that it's very common in our competitors that there's a seam that runs all the way up here. That silly seam a lot of times runs all the way around the bottom, and even in some cases that seam wraps all the way up there and connects to the roof, right? If you're driving down the road, this is a Class C, this is the first thing that's hitting the elements, right? So rain and ice and snow and is all, again, going to protrude into that front cap. We recognize again the importance of that. Want to be sure that we're doing all that we can. Of course, nobody's perfect, but want to do all that we can to help that end consumer. So that one-piece fiberglass front cap is a very big deal to us and something that we think is very important.
That is a good solution.
Yes, absolutely. Now down at the end of the line, and I think one of the most important things that we point out from Jayco's perspective are unique is our warranty. So you see that sticker there, it says 2+3 warranty. We pride ourselves on having the industry's longest warranty. So that's 2 years, where everybody else is typically only going to be 1 year, and then an extra year, so that's where that +3 comes in on the structural components of the motorhome. So if anything were to structurally go wrong, we've got you covered there for another year. It's special because it's twice as long as the competition. It's 2 full camping seasons, which again is very important.
For me, that just speaks volumes about what you're building.
Absolutely. Again, it's one of those things that we pride ourselves on, and I feel extremely fortunate to be able to represent a product that's got that level of warranty.
Love it.
Now behind the coach here, I want to take just a minute and talk about safety because I think it's a very important part. Obviously, you're driving a vehicle, right? So it's no different when we talked at the beginning that, you know, the overall drive and ride is important, the overall comfort. So is the safety aspect of it. So on the inside, obviously we're not on the inside, but on the inside you're gonna find that at Jayco we put seatbelts in every seating location. That's with the exception of one of our Sprinter floor plans just due to the mechanism, Murphy bed mechanism. So why do we do that? We do that because it's the right thing to do, right?
Agreed, yes.
Not necessarily required to put seatbelts in every seating location. But again, we do it because it's the right thing to do. So we want to focus on safety. So that's one aspect of it. Second aspect is towing. So clearly all of our motorhomes have a hitch. Now where I bring it up in safety, we make sure that all of our hitches, that the tongue rating is equal to 10% of what you can actually tow. So if we promote it, you can safely tow it.
Love it.
And then finally, a small item, but you'll find that we do put a third brake light on every motorhome that we build. Something that isn't necessarily required, something that's relatively inexpensive to put on, but something that we feel is important, especially if you're towing a vehicle, because we want to make sure that you and your family are protected.
Awesome.
So again, Ian, that was a tour through the Jayco Motorhome facility. Again, our Class C's under Red Hawk, Greyhawk, Greyhawk Prestige, Melbourne, and Melbourne Prestige. Very excited to be able to take you through today.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you again.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, you guys obviously build a quality product, and I'm glad that that we were able to get in today. You know, just so I get to take a look, and anyone that's watching and viewing gets to again kind of take a little peek under the hood, behind the curtain, and see how these beauties are made. So Ryan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, we're in Goshen, Indiana. I'm here with Joe Bertels of Cougar. He is the Assistant Product Manager for the Cougar line. We're gonna do a plant tour, go through some things, be able to kind of let you see what's under the hood, right? See some of the things you don't normally get to see here in the plant. It is after production. We have some shots. We'll be able to show you of everything. But Joe, go ahead and take it away, my friend.
Well, welcome to Keystone. This is Plant 2. We operate out of 3 plants here at Cougar, 1 in Oregon, Plant 31, which is over the way, and this is our Plant 2, which we're gonna do fifth wheels. And this is kind of where I always start my plant tours. You start with the frame, right? So here we have all of our frames just over the hill and in the lot. These are ready to go. The building in the far direction, that's our lamination facility. That's where every laminated wall at Keystone is built.
All right, so here's where it all starts, right? Bringing the chassis in?
Correct. Chassis is going to come in through these overhead doors, and you can see all the infrastructure in here. We've got the cranes. They'll hook that fifth wheel up to this, flip the entire frame upside down, start putting axles on, tires on, jacks on. Then they'll flip it right side up, and it'll move on down the line to the next phase of production. So one of the highlights that we talk about is our climate guard with Cougar.
Yes.
This is a great spot to see this. So this Astro insulation is in the underbelly of all of your Cougar fifth wheels and travel trailers.
It looks like glorified tinfoil, right?
That's what it does. Yeah.
But it makes a big difference.
It makes a significant difference. And the big point about this is it kind of looks like aluminum foil and bubble wrap kind of converged into one. So what this does is these hemmed in air pockets, this provides a neutral air barrier. So let's say in the outside and it's cold weather is blowing underneath here, you've got warm weather up here. This neutral air barrier will keep cold air and warm air from coming in contact, because when you come in contact, you get condensation and moisture. So that prevents not only keeping the warm air reflected up back into your coach, but also keeps that moisture barrier, that condensation out of your coach. So we do this in all of our underbellies and all of our slide room floors. Great shot of our seamless Dynaspan floor decking. The first thing you want to know when you're buying a new home and you have the home inspection done is, how's your foundation? Well, this is our foundation, okay? We do a 3-inch aluminum frame, and then we do this Dynaspan decking on top. So you can see there are no seams in here. We buy this in 8-foot by 24-foot sheets. The benefit to that is a good solid structure. The advantage it has over brands that use plywood or 4x8 tongue and groove is expansion and contraction with the winter. I don't have any seams in my floor that as it gets colder, that expansion and contraction is going to be going. As you're traveling, those floors aren't going to be moving. You've got one single floor decking. And then in our floor, you can see all of our insulation here. So we use a variety of insulation. Here's your full 3-inch aluminum frame, and we're filled full with residential batten insulation. So the same insulation, the same build properties you're going to see in your homes is what you're going to find in your Cougars as well. And then here we run our seamless linoleum across the top. So we'll drape it all the way across the top, glue it down, fasten it. We don't put lino around cabinets or anything like that where that could curl back. So it'll get one complete floor, as you can see right here, and then everything goes down on top of it.
Now, Joe, why don't you run us through just a little bit on the lamination process? Because not everyone knows this, but not all lamination is equal, right? We have different kinds. We have a few different methods. Yep. You guys pinch roll. You have a massive facility, one of the biggest lamination facilities I've seen. Just kind of walk us through the process on how that's done.
All of our interior Luan and wall boards will come into that facility. It's about 7.5 football fields under roof, 300,000 square feet. All of our material will come in and go to a holding area for 2 reasons. One, It protects your raw materials from sitting outside and being exposed to the elements.
Yep.
The second reason for that is it will sit in there for about 18 to 24 hours so that Luan, that raw material, will equalize to the exact same temp as the plants. That's important because when you go to put Luan with glue, with them being matching temperatures, that glue will respond, will adhere, and you've got the perfect environment, and you don't have things like delamination and stuff like that from shocking the glue on a cold surface.
Well,
so
and
that's the first
anyone
step.
that's ever done woodwork, you know that if you don't, kind of let your wood get to temp and you start working on it, all of a sudden it starts warping and twisting and everything else.
Right.
So, makes a lot of sense.
The other thing I always point out too is you'll notice they cut out the glass. This is gonna be a slide at some point, okay? This will get finished and taken out here in this plant too, in our Cougar plant. They'll take this piece, the other piece down to where we build slide boxes. And so your same piece of glass for your slides are gonna end up in the coach. We don't mix match, we don't run separate batches of glass, so that matches up.
All right, front caps, beautiful thing on a Cougar.
Absolutely. I think we have the best looking caps in the industry. There's a lot of things you can talk about in a Cougar cap that other brands don't have. Every single Cougar cap that has color in it is all painted. So 3 layers of automotive paint and then 2 layers of clear coat. Then they get transported here where they get assembled onto our coaches, okay? So as you can see here, this is a great shot of, again, the insulation. We talked about this reflective foil. Here's your residential batten insulation. This is gonna drop down on top, cap goes over it. So that does 2 things. Obviously, when you're camping, you're gonna back into your spot. The combination of all this here always protects against wind and weather, but this is also gonna keep sound down. And with the backed in, if you're going to bed at night and it's a fun campground and there's golf carts running up and down, bikes, kids screaming, this is gonna give you a quiet sleeping space as well as a comfortable one from all the elements.
So Joe, let's talk about the seals on the slide real quick, right? Is a lot of new customers getting into RVing, one of the things that they worry about is leaks, right?
Correct.
And it's a big hole in your sidewall, so you want to make sure it's sealed up well. So talk to me, kind of run me through what Cougar does to make sure keeping water out.
Absolutely. Well, we use a couple of different slide systems, but on our seals here, you're always gonna have this double slide seal protection, as well as this under seal here, so your floor eventually we're gonna sit. So this is gonna squeegee and keep water out. This seal is gonna protect against traveling. Because believe it or not, the majority of water that gets into a coach and a slide box is from your tires going down the road. And so that's why we have this weather stripping here. We seal this up here as it goes in and out. And then we've got the double slide seals here, plus this bulb seal on the outside. So Keystone's True Fit slide boxes is really outstanding as far as closing that coach up and making sure that those elements don't get inside.
Perfect.
So the cable slide systems is a mechanism that's super light that allows us to move slides in and out. The other advantage is on what's called a rack and pinion slide, which is right over here, that's gonna have that steel bar that goes in there, okay? If you have all rack and pinion slides, you add a lot of weight. But as those bars go into the underbelly, they have to go somewhere.
Yep.
These stay here. So in my half-ton series, because I don't have those crossing rack and pinion bars, I can give you 60-gallon freshwater tanks versus smaller 43-gallon tank. I can give you bigger grays and blacks because I've got the physical space in my underbelly. This is also, I always like to tell when I'm working with my dealership, this is oldie but goodie technology. It just flat out works. Lighter weight, greater security, bigger holding tanks. That's the advantages of our cable slide system.
And we're standing inside a finished Cougar. Beautiful product, excellent process. You can see the quality along the whole way. Joe, I want to thank you for taking the time, taking us through. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself. If I don't know, this man right here does.
Guys, thanks for coming by. Happy camping. Enjoy your Cougar.
Thanks, Joe.
Appreciate it.
Hey, what's up? It's Chris Young inside the beautiful Forest River facilities here with my buddy Ben Hanlon. And Ben, we are in the Alpha Wolf facility right now.
Yep.
Which I wanted to thank you, by the way, for joining us. I want you to talk about the Alpha Wolves.
Sure.
So let's start right here at the beginning with the frame. And the first thing that I noticed about this was the frame looks a little bit bigger than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
With most manufacturers.
Yeah, so when we built Alpha Wolf, we actually started it in our luxury fifth wheel Arctic Wolf plant, right? So you're going to see a theme throughout this, that a lot of this is going to be overbuilt or overstructured compared to what a lot of my competitors are going to be. So we felt like, okay, we've got this, well-built coach. We want to make sure that we're not taking and cutting corners, because sometimes people look at a brochure and they say, oh, well, this one's 400 pounds less than this one. This one's 500 pounds less. Well, maybe I want to buy that one. And so manufacturers a lot of times will say, what can we get away with? We went the opposite direction. We wanted to say, what is going to be best? If I was buying this, what type of structure would I want to have? So we have either a 10, an 8, or a 6-inch I-beam frame, usually 2 to 4 inches bigger than my competitors at the same size and same amount of slides, to make sure that when you're going down the road and you're taking an average of a 3.5 on the Richter scale every time you're going, that you're not taking as much abuse on the rest of your coach, right? So that's one of the main things we wanted to point out. You might notice this has a little higher clearance.
It does, than
a lot of people. So when you have the axles actually sitting up this high with the frame sitting up this high, what you get is, let's say that your campsite's not quite even, or let's say where you're backing it in your driveway, you've got a hill or something like that. A lot of times people are banging their tanks or their drains, or sometimes even the bottom of their frame,
off
and they're
ramps,
not
on ramps.
Right. So how am I supposed to get that clearance? We want to make sure that it's as usable as possible, so you've got as much clearance as possible, to make sure that as you're turning, as you're driving, as you're going down the road, you're not going to be banging and hitting into things, right?
What do you say we go over to the next spot to talk about what happens after you get all this off?
Sounds great.
All right, Ben, next step, tell me what's going on right here.
Okay.
I see we got a floor and some cover.
Yep, so this is our flooring station, right? So after you get your frame, you're gonna have your wiring, your plumbing, your heating all set up, then you're gonna have your flooring set on. Right now, one thing that sets our flooring apart is you're going to have 5/8 inch tongue and groove plywood with 12-inch on-center floor joists, okay? So you're gonna have a strong floor. So strong structure needs a strong floor, right? A lot of times people are walking, they come to a show, they come to a lot, and they're saying, man, I'm walking on this thing and it feels like it's moving all inside this, right? Sometimes people are using a lighter weight laminate floor to try and save some weight. This is going to be a heavier duty structure that's going to make sure that you're going to be supported the whole way through, so you can have confidence in your floor. Additionally, when we build such a strong structure, we want to make sure we're protecting it, right? So you're going to see a weatherproof wrap that's come up and then over that, we're going to have the lino. Now, once we get down further, you'll see the sidewalls that actually will fit onto here and have an L bracketing, right? So you're going to cover this all the way up. Now, we do several things to try and make sure we're not going to have leaks. But let's just say somehow water were able to do and get in here. You would have such a maze for it to actually get to something to where it would do some damage. It's very unlikely, right?
So you've really cut off the access for water to get underneath.
Right.
I like that. And you can see right here what Ben was talking about with that thick, how strong and durable that floor is. Look how thick and sturdy that is. Okay, so we got the frame, we got the flooring done, we got it covered up. Now let's talk a little bit about what's going to go on it.
Yep, we can go down there.
Okay, Ben, so here I am taking a look at some of the stuff we're going to put on the frame that was just finished off. And right away, I am a fan of these beautiful accessories that you have, especially the undermounted sinks and these countertops. Tell me about those.
So we went with a matte black finish on most of our appliances and accents. And you're going to have that complemented with our seamless countertops, which really, complement the interior decor really well. Now, you're going to see that in all of our coaches, you're going to see the same kitchen sets, as far as sinks and things like that, because we want to have the same consistency throughout. So our cabinet shop is going to be able to build them with the same consistency, and then here at the set station, you're actually going to have them put on. And again, that's where that secure floor comes in, that secure frame, right? To make sure that we're not having these flex and move as you're going down the road.
Now, tell me about some of the other nice parts of when this is being done. What we talked about, how it's mounted, how it's screwed in and bolted. What really makes all this stuff come together?
Well, I would say the labor piece, right? Like we don't have a lot of turnover, and where we're built, we're actually 90% Amish built, right? So we're getting a great labor force without a lot of turnover, and you're getting them putting on the product in the same places at the same time. So when you have a hand-built product, right, the more consistently you have people doing the same job every day, the better and better they're going to get at that. And we believe that. That's why you don't see too many different bathroom sets. That's why you don't see too many different kitchen sets. We may rearrange them, but a lot of times we're going to have the same slide box but moved here. We're going to have the same bathroom but kind of shifted here, so that they're doing the same thing every time. We can get that better consistency of build.
I like that. We've got the frame. We got stuff put on it. Now, let's see how you actually close it up.
Sounds great.
All right, Ben, I'm loving this fiberglass siding, but I'm looking at the frame and, dude, is that 2 inches? 2 inches?
Yep. So again, when we started these in our fifth wheel plant, our fifth wheels are 2 inches thick wall,
okay,
right?
yeah.
So we did the same thing here on the Alpha Wolves, right? So you're going to have 2 inch thick aluminum framed laminated walls on everything vertical.
I'm
right?
used to seeing 1.5 inches, so this is nice.
A lot of times brands are going to have that inch or inch and a half thick wall. So you're getting high density block foam. You're having aluminum framing. Not only are we going to have aluminum framing throughout the walls for structural rigidity, but also every opening. So all of your doors, all of your windows, all of your slides are going to be framed in with tube aluminum. The reason we do that is when these are laminated, it's all one piece, right? And then the router's job is to measure where that goes and to route that out. If there happens to be a miscut or it slips a little bit, the trim will visually cover the mistake, but you won't be able to seal as well, right? Because you're not having that fit in the same spot. So having the framing in there the whole time, you can literally get in the middle and you're going to hit metal every time. So it's going to be the same slide size,
you got a good guy.
Same box size, right? So you're going to get the best seal possible.
You see how when the sidewall comes over, it actually comes over this weather wrapped edge, and I like that. That's an extra layer of protection against moisture.
Right, for sure.
So I like that. You mentioned those slides, and we're gonna get to those in a minute, but first, we need to talk about this roof.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are on top of one of the Alpha Wolves, and Ben, I gotta tell you, I love the ductwork right away. It's the first thing that pops out too.
Yeah, so when we're making these coaches, right, again, we talked about extended season, and one of those seasons is summer.
Yeah,
and it can get hot, right? So
Yeah.
not only does every Alpha Wolf come with a 15,000 BTU air conditioner, included standard, okay? Some of them you can get a second air conditioner if you want to purchase that, depending on what you've got. But we're going to duct them, right? We're not going to have the flex vent hosing or things like that. We're going to have real duct work, and we're going to run it through. Some campers want to trade in every 3 to 6 years. That's great. You know, you want to keep up with things, or maybe your lifestyle changes or needs change, right? And there's a need for that. But there's a lot of people who are saying, I'm making an investment for the next 10 years. I want to feel confident in what I'm doing. So we want to give you the base structure that if you're going to support that we can support you.
I love it. All right, so good roof. We got good frames covered up.
Yep.
We got good side walls. We got good stuff on the inside. Good roof. Now I guess we just got to cap the front and the back.
Yep.
So let's go see what that looks like.
Sounds great.
Marco, Polo, Marco, over here. Oh, hey, man. Hey, sorry. You know, we were walking to come see these end caps, but I noticed the slides right here, man. These are all set out and separate.
Right.
And I don't see a bunch of different components like I'm used to. Tell me about that.
Right. So slide department, right? This is where we're going to make sure that we're building these the same way we're building the rest of the coach. So a lot of brands, again, that same theme, they're trying to find ways that you walk into a camper and you're not going to see where they skimped and saved, right? So this is going to be the same 2 inch thick aluminum frame walls, laminated, outside walls and end walls, right? Rear walls, everything vertical again is going to have that same manufacturing process, right?
Supported as well?
Supported as well through the windows, all throughout. You're going to have the same floor thickness right here. So again, the same structure that we talked about earlier in the shelling area is going to hold true to here, right?
This is nice because usually, you know, at least on some sides of the slides, they're hollow.
Right.
So having that's a very nice little feature, not only for insulation, but also for support. Speaking of looking good, your front caps, man.
Thank you.
Those are nice looking.
Well, again, you know, a lot of people aren't going to, you know, when you're buying a new camper, right? When you're investing your money, it's got to hold up. It's got to look good. You spent this much money. You want to pull into camper and have people coming over going, hey, what's that? Hey, where'd you get that? Right? So we wanted to make sure that we didn't skimp on our graphics package. You see a lot of coverage. You see a nice molded fiberglass front cap.
Yes. Does that have the coating on it too?
Yep. So you're going to basically say it's going to stay nice looking for longer, less chance of, you know, rocks or things making it, you know, dinged up. Really sharp coach. I really like it.
All right, Ben, so here we are at the end of the line, and looks like we got one that's completely done.
Yeah.
So walk in, tell me what we got.
So this is after the stations we were at, when you go through shelling, when you go through slides, the last 5 stations, they're going through seal checks, they're going through quality checks.
Sure.
We even have a fake door with air where we're doing bubble testing to make sure there's no leaks around the windows, around
that's cool.
the slides, things like that, right? And then at the end of the line, they're going to double check all that and make sure that the work is up to where we want it to be. And they create a beautiful product. They really work hard. The design team, the engineering team, everybody in the line really working and rowing the boat the same direction makes such a huge difference when you can get a high quality product that you can believe in, that you can feel confident camping in, but you can also say, I love when people walk into my camper and getting that wow factor, getting that response that you always want to have, right?
Well, I mean, from a sustainable manufacturing process, which another tip of the hat for you guys for doing, really doing a good job of shrinking that carbon footprint, to all the features and amenities that you're able to pack in this thing, including zebra shades, right, which I'm a fan of, to the paw mount, which is another great feature. You don't have to buy so many TVs,
right?
To just the design. It's a well-built, good-looking coach, man.
Well, I appreciate that. We put our hearts into these, and we hope you can feel the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. So to find out more information about this Alpha Wolf, which I think is the 27RK,
right,
that we're now, or any of them, be sure to check out Camping Worlds or Gander RV and Outdoors to get the info. Ben Hanlon, Alpha Wolf, thank you, my friend.
Appreciate it, my friend.
As always.
Hey everyone, I'm Ian Baker, and I am joined today by Tucker Schultz with Coleman. We are at the Coleman Lantern plant in Middlebury, Indiana, and Tucker, Coleman has a great name, right? They have an excellent reputation throughout the entire camping and RVing industry. Today we get the opportunity to walk through the plant and be able to see where some of that quality and that reputation comes from right from the ground up. Why don't you go ahead and just kind of walk us through the process of how a Coleman Lantern's built.
Yep, thank you, Ian. So here today, we are at the Middlebury plant here with Coleman. Through this plant, it's strictly just Coleman on that emphasis here as well. As you can see, we got a lot of Coleman units here in the background, a lot of building materials as well. So we got the nice frame here. You can see some of our holding tanks as well. On your 17B model, you're going to have 3 holding tanks, one fresh, 1 black, 1 gray. Holding tank sizes roughly range from that 28 gallon on that 17B. Definitely see some of that floor structure here as well. Nice thing here too on your Coleman 17B, you're actually going to see the nice galvanized steel well as well. Yeah. The nice thing with those steel is definitely help protect that camper. A lot of debris on that road as well.
Sure, and in the rare event there is a blowout, helps protect the camper a little bit too.
If we walk further down the line here, you can definitely really see a little bit more of those individual components for the 17B. Got your single bunks here on the 17B. Got the nice little rear bathroom here in the back. Just more and more further down the line, you see a little bit more going inside. Strong structural support underneath that bathtub. I mean, there's a lot of campers out there too. When that customer actually gets inside that tub, there's going to be a little bit more wobble. But the nice thing too, on a Coleman standpoint, you can see that we put a lot of that structural support underneath that rack of that tub. So over here, guys, you can definitely see some of these sidewalls and your rear wall of your camper. For your Coleman 17B single axle model as well, you want to see that we're using 2x2 framing structural support on your sidewalls, along with the back of the coach as well. We're going to hand tuck, hand glue our installation here. Then further down the line, you'll see your exterior, your aluminum siding. Yeah, we're further down the line here at Coleman. As you can see, it's looking more and more like an actual Coleman travel trailer. Got the nice exterior aluminum siding, the nice great Coleman logos here, more of that roofing material as well. Looks more like that Coleman trailer.
And I'll say, Tucker, I do like what you guys have done with the color scheme, right? Instead of just being plain white, you have a couple of gray, a little bit of gray in there. You have the black along the bottom, helping to hide a little bit of dirt and stuff that gets kicked up. Not only is it functional, but it looks great as well.
Definitely. Nice little thing too on our Coleman exterior is definitely with our windows. We're using a double layer of butyl tape around our windows to eliminate that water penetration point compared to that silicone or that foam that can deteriorate a little bit quicker on that end.
That's nice. Hey everybody, I'm Ian Baker and I'm joined by my good friend Mike with Jayco. Mike, today we get to go through the luxury line of fifth wheels at Jayco.
Absolutely.
So what do we got here? We're looking at North Point, we're looking at Pinnacle,
Correct.
Seismic.
Yep.
All built right here on this line.
Absolutely. This is our luxury plant, so those are our luxury lines here at Jayco. You know, we started our J-Flight, we go all the way up to this. So this plant is designated just for our luxury product. And like Ian was saying, it's, you know, it's North Points, it's Pinnacles, it's Seismic. The cool thing about Jayco, keep this in mind, if you know one, you kind of know them all. You don't get better as you get more expensive. And that's kind of one of the things that separates us from the other manufacturers, because, you know, typically as you go up in price, the bells, the whistles, the floor plans, you know, they increase. Well, you know, you get the 2-year warranty regardless if you're a $10,000 trailer or $100,000. That's a Jayco thing, right? You know, we don't skimp on the things. We still stay with the real plywood. We don't go lean towards the OSB world. I'm not saying anything wrong with OSB, but you know, plywood is a premium. That's another thing, you know. We really don't stress the 12-month warranty like the industry. We're 2 full camping cycles. So if we're gonna back this thing for 2 full years, okay, you better have some premium quality products.
Absolutely, better be built right.
Absolutely. Now here's the other thing. If you've ever noticed or wondered why other manufacturers have a 1-year warranty, it's simple. The components offer a 1-year warranty. Now what we found is manufacturers, you know, we build about 50,000 plus RV towable Jaycos a year. If they want to do business with us, guess what? They have to double their warranty for our customer. So it's amazing. They all kind of want that business.
Weird how that works.
So they double it up.
All right.
Does that make sense though?
No,
if you've ever wondered, or a customer's ever wondered why somebody has a 1-year warranty, that's why. Every component's a 1 year. But if you want to be on a Jayco, you better double it if you want to be on this line. A couple other quick little notes. It's kind of tough to see here because this is going to be the generator compartment over here. It's going to be your battery compartment. Well, solar. Solar has become so prevalent in today's marketplace. Would you agree?
It has.
I always find it ironic though, is think about solar as a gas tank, okay? So I've got the solar panel, okay? And then I have a battery source, right? So the solar, the sun and the solar panel, that's gonna be your fuel, right? That's gonna be your fuel source.
Absolutely.
Where are you storing it though? Gotta have it in a fuel cell, which is your battery. How come most people give you room for 1 or 2 batteries? You ever notice that?
I do.
Every one of ours, every single one of ours, 4 to 6 batteries. That is how much room we prepare for you. So not only if you chose never to do it, you could. If you just want regular shore power batteries, 4 to 6. 1's good, 4's great. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, no, that's cool.
So it's those little things we do. Remember I said you don't get better as you get more expensive with ours. Every North Point, every Pinnacle, every Seismic, room for 4 to 6 batteries. So these are some things that we could talk about real quick on the chassis. If you want, we'll go down here and there's a couple cool little things we're gonna transition into, kind of like the frame flip. And the frame flip is notorious in the RV industry because most people don't know we actually take it from this and that's where we put the tanks in and things upside down. So we'll walk down, we'll transition to that, and I'll show you a couple other things over there.
Sounds good, Mike. Let's do it. Mike, it's upside down, buddy.
It is upside down, isn't it? This is one of my favorite things in the whole plant, actually, because, you know, when you see something going down the road, it's that way, right? But most people don't think about how does it get in this condition? Or in other words, how do we get the tanks? How do we get the slide mechanisms? All these little parts and pieces that you can't see that are underneath it. Well, we flip it around. So you've probably heard of this as thermal foil or astrofoil. This is not hot dog foil. Okay? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like hot dogs like the Knicks guy. You can see that, okay? But I will tell you, hot dog foil is traditionally what you will find in the RV industry. Works fantastic at the Cubs game. Okay?
Sure.
But for an RV, you see how thick this is?
You got the pockets in there.
Look at that. I mean, this is different. This is residential grade. This doesn't do Dodger dogs.
Sure.
Okay? So this is our first line of defense against heat-cold transfer.
Okay.
But if you come around here, I hate showing people this unless they're at the dealership. I don't like the other manufacturers seeing some of our secret sauce.
I get that.
But I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Because they could do it, they just choose not to because it costs money.
Oh, but that makes sense.
I don't care what mine costs, I care how it's built. Right?
I love that.
So if this was flipped upside down, right? Normally I'd be looking at your pass-through storage up here. This would be your bathroom floor. But when it's flipped, there's your bathroom floor. Fully insulated. Guess what? I don't see any raw OSB decking. I don't see any plywood, and I certainly don't see any Polymax or Darko material. That's just faking my way through, showing, I don't even insulate underneath there. Well, we do. That's our first line of defense, right?
Okay.
Then we will give you formaldehyde-free spun glass insulation. So when we walk into all of our coaches, part of our sales training, and even when we're at shows, folks, please walk into our coach and do the sniff test.
Yeah, take a big O inhale,
What
especially
don't
if
you
it's warm
smell?
out.
What don't you smell?
Yeah.
Right? Those are those little things, that secret sauce once again. And the third one is gonna be 2-inch block foam. Now, we vacuum bond and laminate. Now, there's gonna be people that say, what is that? Well, think of fiberglass exterior, think of your foam. Lamination is no more than time and pressure. Would you agree?
Yes,
I mean, that's
100%.
all that is. Pinch rolling is the most prevalent way to do it in the industry.
It's fast.
It's a very quick process. In fact, so fast, as fast as you can run it through the machine, that's the pressure time. Okay, so it might be 1 second, 2 seconds. With ours, it's about 16 to 18 minutes.
Yeah.
We will use several tons of pressure, not pounds, tons of pressure for 16 to 18 minutes.
Wow.
Okay, that's vacuum bonding. Now, the reason you don't see a lot of people doing it is because the upfront expense and the time.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We have our own lamination department too. We don't do it in this facility. We do it over there.
Yeah.
And you can imagine when we're doing floors and sidewalls and things like that. A couple little things. In fact, you can see the formaldehyde-free spun glass, okay?
There it is.
This is our main floor. You can see the bridge work right here, okay? You can see the tabs. If you zoom in over there, you see where that hydraulic line is, but see that little tab that's up above it? Right here's another good shot of it. That is for your underbelly. Have you ever noticed an underbelly, so a fully heated and closed underbelly, will actually take screws or nails and they will shoot it right into the chassis?
Yep.
Okay. Well, those are designed, so, and that, remember that part of every one of ours is designed specifically for us. It's not out of a catalog, like everybody says they have a custom chassis.
Yeah.
Well, if it's so custom, why don't you do that? Because that's where we tuck our Lamiplast material right in there. Therefore, it sits, we don't have any sagging, we don't have any gapping, and we don't have to shoot into our chassis and weaken it. It just shows you we're spending the money up front, right? So people don't have to. Take your time, do some research, and you'll see if it was something was better out there, you'd already put it on. I mean, that's what we do at Jayco. Guys, we moved on. We got over from frame flip. We just kind of moved down the line a little bit. Now we're starting to put some sidewalls on. Obviously, you can see a few more interior components now. This is our 377, our RLBH rear living bunkhouse model. This has been our #1 selling fifth wheel for at least 6, maybe 7 years in a row. And we build more of these than any other fifth wheel at Jayco for all products, all lines. I mean, this right here is our #1 seller. So statistically speaking, if this is on a lot, it doesn't last real long, okay? Sure. Here's a quick little thing that most people don't do, but fresh water to 1.5-inch drain. So you know how long it would take to do a fresh water tank just to drain it? Well, now we put this on here, pull that. It's an extra quick dump in addition to your other drain pipe. So I can drain a fresh water. I mean, it's amazing. So this is our modern farmhouse, and the modern farmhouse is one of our true interior designs. And what do we mean by true interior design? So most manufacturers will give you one interior design choice, right? Or they'll say, okay, I changed my interior. I gave you brown, or brownest, okay? So Modern Farmhouse started back in our Eagle a few years ago, and then we just took over the industry with it. You know, we offered all the way up into our motorhome product. Now you're seeing a lot of people jumping on board with a white wood, right? Well, what if I don't like white? So our other choice of cashmere, right? I give a brown interior, if I will, but guess what? The flooring changes, the countertop changes, the leather changes, everything about it. It's just not flop out the window treatments and the leather. It's the whole thing. So we give you true interior design. And by the way, we always find it ironic when people say, you need a woman to design these. And I go, man, it's a good thing we do.
And here we are on the beautiful finished product. Absolutely gorgeous.
It's a 2021 North Point. This is our modern farmhouse decor. Remember I talked about the true interior design, so we'd have one full choice. If you didn't care for the white, if you cared for something a little more traditional, we'd be our cashmere cottage. This happens to be our modern farmhouse, which statistically is about 80% of our sales. So, you know, pretty good one to end on right here. But yeah, so So this is a 2021, super excited. I mean, this is the best the RV industry's ever been. We can't thank, dealers such as yourself, the customers out there that are really joining the ranks right now. I mean, they're coming out of the woodworks, and we love it because, we've said, and I've done this for 24 years, the RV industry, it's the best kept secret in the world.
Yeah, we agree.
And it is. It is.
Yep.
I mean, so many people are selling something. They're always selling something, right? Hey, sell something. No, we're selling fun. You don't know whose coach this is going to be. So if it was your mom's, if it was your dad's, if it was your brother, sister, uncle, whoever, you don't know who it's going through.
Yep.
Take the time to make it right.
And Mike, just from what we've seen today, I mean, you can see that culture is bred into everyone here. And, some of the things you've gotten to show us, just some of those little things where you took extra care and you had the R&D. I really appreciate you walking us through that. And again, just being able to show everyone watching what they normally can't see and kind of speak to some of the quality that you put into these fifth wheels.
80% of what protects your investment in a new RV you can't see.
There it is.
So that's where we shine. Anybody can say, hey, I got a cool leather or I got a cool cabinetry. Yeah, what are you doing where you can't see? That's where we shine. That's where we take pride. So thank you guys for coming, and
absolutely
appreciate you guys.
Perfect. Thanks, Mike. Hey guys, so what'd you think of that? You like being able to see behind the scenes, kind of see how some of the RVs are built?
Man, you're the best at that, baby. You're the best at that. I love seeing anything that you're showing me because you make sense to me in a language I can understand. Simple.
Well, thank you, Nate. I appreciate that.
True.
Bryce?
That's true. I do love how the builds are becoming more my style.
Yeah,
so that's
for
nice.
sure. Yeah, a little more modern amenities in there,
Yeah.
So that just makes me want to get in there and dance like my man Chris, just...
Oh, no, you dance way better than Chris. Way better than Chris.
Listen, I only do that dance on the weekend, right? Like right now.
Right. Well, weekend camping is about one thing. It's about friends, That's why I only invite Chris to go camping during the week.
Ah, that hurts, Nate. Here.
No, you were my weekend buddy, baby.
All right. Yes. Yes. Yeah, so we're going to do a little bit of weekend camping. Chris is going to talk all about it, some of the essentials and things that are required. So if you're camping right now, you just may find something that you forgot.
Sometimes just getting out and about to go camping on the weekend can be one of the best trips for your mind, your soul, your family. But a lot of people are experiencing how great it can be to get to the campground, boondock, whatever. And I love it when I walk up into a campsite and I find friends like I am right now.
Hey,
Dan
Chris.
and Lindsay, what's happening, guys?
Hey, we're just enjoying ourselves here.
I see you chilling under the awning, kind of hanging out. Do you mind if I join you?
Yeah, come on.
Awesome.
Come on in, have a seat.
So, follow your detour. You guys have been full-time. You've been weekenders. You've done boondocking. You've done
We've
the
done
whole
it
nine,
all.
right?
We have.
And you guys are living in Colorado now, right?
We're home based in Colorado, and just about 50% of the time is our goal to be on the road. And
right.
It's changed a lot for us.
Yeah.
We have a baby, and we find ourselves more just doing this, just
Right.
enjoying the weekends and not feeling like we're rushing all over the place, seeing and doing as much as we can, and we're loving it.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the most beautiful countryside in the world to go camping at, too,
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, it doesn't help, or it doesn't hurt that it's 2 hours and it's Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
Yeah, oh yeah. My wife's grandma had a spot on top of Cripple Creek. It was a mountain on top of Cripple Creek we used to go to. I love
great
it.
spot.
So thank you guys for letting me come in and chat. What I wanted to ask was if I could lean on your expertise a little bit. A lot of people are out here experiencing how great it is to RV, how great it is to camp for the first time. And, the RV industry, people are snagging them up as fast as they can get them. But I think there's a little of help that needs to be given for folks who just want to try to do it for the weekend. What are some essentials to make those weekends go right? Because if you have a bad experience camping, you're not going to want to do it again.
Yeah.
Whether you're doing it as a couple, whether you got a little baby like with little Miles, or whether you got the family, the whole group. So would you guys mind kind of walking me through some stuff that are essentials for those weekend getaways?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
So, I mean, I think the first thing is what we're doing right now.
Right.
Like, you
Yeah.
gotta
Here we
have some really quality camping chairs,
Yeah.
and there's so many different styles. These ones are great. They kick
gravity
back.
rockers, yeah,
These
man.
are amazing. You'll fall asleep. You'll, listening to the birds. But there's all different kinds. But that's probably the number one first thing that you want to make sure that you have, just because you're going to be spending time outdoors. you got to have somewhere to relax.
Yeah. And these are great because you can easily fold them up, store them away in the storage compartments.
Yeah, it's nice to extend your living area to the outdoors. The goal of camping is to be outside as much as possible. So make an outdoor area super comfortable. Like, I love having the rug. It kind of keeps some of the dirt from going inside.
Yeah. And you guys got the one with the little LED light strip on it too.
Yes.
So you get that ambiance at night.
It's super fun and makes it cozy.
And to her point, it kind of creates this almost like a room out here, which really helps you enjoy this space more.
Yeah.
This is,
of course, what's camping without a campfire?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go camping without s'mores. And again, like you said, it sets the ambiance, keeps you warm in the chilly Colorado mountains.
and this is a personal preference. A lot of people on the weekend are going to want that campfire experience, but a lot of folks that are maybe doing it more frequently, the propane fire pit is an excellent option. We have this little red campfire.
The little red campfire, yep.
Oh my gosh, it is a game changer. We get to go to bed. We're not smelling like smoke. We still get the s'mores. We still get the heat. It's great. So
that's why I love those, because they're smokeless and you don't get the smell.
Yes.
Yeah, but you can cook the s'mores when you're done. Just boop, 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 pop the propane tank.
Turn it off.
So
yeah, I see too. You got a couple of tables here that the different sizes and more than one. I think that's pretty essential too, because you're always looking to
set your drinks.
Set something down.
We always have like music playing. We also always needed an extra table for cooking prep next to the grill.
Right.
What else?
Speaking
got to
of,
have a cooler too. So even though you have a refrigerator inside, you're going to have, especially if you're doing it on the weekend, you're going to have extra drinks. If you have kids, you're going to have sodas and juice box. If maybe you have a couple beers in there, you never know. You're probably going to need a little bit extra space than what you have in your RV fridge, depending on the model. Good cooler with a lot of storage for ice and drinks. Essential.
And take it down to the lake.
Yeah, it's easy, portable, stowable, lightweight. Yeah, having a good cooler is essential, whether you're doing RVing or marine.
Yeah,
plain and simple. You're going out for the weekend, you need one of those.
Yeah. And then there's something over here that I definitely want to show you.
I'm looking at that right here. Hang on, I want to see this,
because this is a new addition for us, and it's changed things. I just absolutely love these. The Blackstone griddles. You can cook anything that you want to cook on here, but it's just it's a skillet. It's easy to clean. My old grill, it was like a Coleman camp stove, and it was great, but it got so dirty, especially when I was cooking burgers. Got all this grease and stuff.
Yeah.
This is awesome. It has a grease trap back here. All that grease will just run right off. You just wipe it down when you're done.
Yeah.
Breakfast is amazing. Burgers, hot dogs.
Yep.
Oh, this is awesome.
This
love
is
this
why
thing.
I love the flat tops, because it opens up doing more.
Yeah.
You don't just have a couple of burners. Now most RVs will have like an outside kitchen, especially if you get a bigger one or you get a family model. You'll have like the outside kitchen. Some of them will have the burners in them. Yeah. Most of them will have the little LP quick connect on them. So if you do have a portable grill or a portable Blackstone, you can just plug right into your LP line. But these, you got the little portable Coleman tanks.
They're awesome. And we have also used the Tailgater combo version of this, where you've got the griddle on one side and a burner on the other side. So that is really a good, then you can do everything that you need.
My wife actually made me put that at home beside the regular grill.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense, because we use it. That's the other great thing about these. You don't have to take your big giant grill anywhere. You got stuff that you can take with you that folds down. You see how the legs do right there.
This is great. Yeah.
Easy to store away, lightweight, but allows you to master chef. By the way, breakfast tacos.
Hey.
You guys crushed some breakfast tacos.
I thought they were really good, so I'm glad you say that.
Yeah,
so.
Let me tell you what, and you did that all right there on the Blackstone.
Absolutely.
I love it. Now, you guys are
let's
also
talk about
really
the
active.
fun stuff.
Yeah.
Enough of the manly grill talk.
Yeah. Sorry, Lindsay. You know we'll go on forever about the grills and cooking. But tell me about these, because weekend getaways, riding around, biking and hiking, right?
Yeah, well, of course you want to enjoy not just sitting at the campfire, but you want to get out, and wherever you are, we happen to be at a lake, so you might have a tube or an inflatable stand-up paddleboard that we love, or kayaks, and then of course every campground you want to get around, and so the bikes are super convenient, especially if you don't want to tow a car to get around the campground and even around town. So
I think that's a great point too with the e-bikes, because it you can go longer range easier rather than maybe towing a car all the time. We always have our car with us, but every once in a while we don't tow it, and having something where you can still get out run a quick errand if you need to.
Especially for the weekend.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you know, that's actually a great idea because, you do have those campgrounds. Some of them are small, some of them are big.
Yeah.
Plus, you might just go boondocking, maybe go on some BLM land, and you're going to need something to get back to where you're going to go.
For
So
sure.
that's actually a great option because they're lightweight. A lot of them will get up to 20 miles an hour anyway.
Yeah.
And will go for 25, 50 miles.
They're awesome.
Yeah, that's a great feature. I also see you got the solar-powered lights, the solar-powered AM/FM radio, because you never know, you might not have juice at the campground.
Exactly.
But you still need your tunage.
It's perfect for a quick weekend trip, you know. Extra lights outside. When we're boondocking, it can get really dark. We have dogs, so anytime we can have lights on the rug, the awning, we're always lit up. So
I like
safety.
these because these are great because they also weather reports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But with the hand crank, fill up the charge, and then you can just plug your cell phone.
Yeah, those weather radios are actually
Yep.
really essential, you know, because sometimes you're in a county or a place that you don't actually know where you're at.
Yeah.
And these things can pick up the signal, you know, and tell you what the weather report is, because sometimes it gets nasty out there and you got to be aware. So
That's a great point. If you do pick up something like that, look for something that has SAME technology, SAME. That just means it's going to pick up the weather reports in that area. So that's actually a good point, especially if you're going out of state for the weekend.
Oh, it's huge. So it's a big deal. I know there's been many a times that we haven't had one of those, and we're trying to figure out where are we exactly, and we're looking at the storms above. Is it going to be a tornado? I don't know. you know, so,
we can't predict. I mean,
but that never happens when you're camping. So
No,
don't worry about
never
that.
does. And I like how you have the solar panel set up over there too, just in case you don't have power. You need to trickle charge the battery, charge your cell phone.
Exactly.
Those are great because they just collapse, put them under the the pass-through storage.
Oh
just
yeah,
boom.
the suitcases are great.
It's great.
And I see you got your man. You guys got everything. You got the sleeping bags.
Yeah.
With the suspension cover.
You never know. Sometimes we have friends and family join us, and so we always have just extra bedding, and these are nice to just be compact.
Yep.
Dude, this is a great camp setup, and I really like your Ace too.
We're really happy with the Ace.
We love it.
Yeah.
Have you been inside?
I have not been inside this.
Come on in. Let's show you.
Mind?
Yeah, you got to check.
I mean,
this
I
out.
kind of just kind of bombarded you with the.
No, we love it.
Let me come on in. What you got in the fridge too, by the way?
Hey, come on. After this.
That's off limits.
Oh man. Okay. Well, maybe afterwards. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe we can sneak something in. Wow.
We are. Look at the space in this. It
This
looks
is
nice and
beautiful,
short
yeah.
from the outside, right? But it's super spacious. That's why we love
Yeah,
it.
this is the 2022, and I think this is what the
29.5.
The 29.5.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
wow.
we love this because it's not incredibly long,
Right.
but it is wide and it is
The
just
light interior.
it's great.
Just, it's super airy, and we just are obsessed with this
Well,
one.
one of the things that I like about motorhomes, A's, C's, B's, whatever, is if you are going for that weekend trip, you do not have a tow vehicle. This is your best way to get out and see America the safest way possible. You can just get up. You're going in your own home.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about setting up a reservation at a hotel. Who's been in there before me, or traveling on a plane?
Yeah.
Who's going to be sitting next to me?
Exactly. So we always have it stocked for that reason. We like to just hop in and go and not make it a super stressful trip.
Okay.
The weekend's about relaxing. So the easier you can make it, the better. Just have all your paper or your plastic kitchenware, your pots and pans, everything, linens.
Okay,
towels
so it's important to just get it stocked.
You got to have it stocked just like you would, your house and some of these items, pots, pans, like she said. You want extra sheets, all that stuff, just in case. Sometimes things happen, they get dirty. You want to make sure you have extras, towels, all that.
Blankets,
Yep. So, a couple things I really like about this one for weekend camping, because sometimes, like we were talking about outside, maybe the weather turns. It's raining for a little bit during the summer, or after you've had a really long day out, you got your family in here, you just want to relax. And this space is perfect. You've got these recliners here, movie theater style. You can turn these chairs around, and you got this nice TV in an actual usable spot, which is another thing.
Right, yeah.
Make sure your TV's in a good spot, because sometimes they're not.
That goes right back to when you get an RV, make sure something you're going to enjoy, because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to want to do it.
And this is perfect. You're just hanging out with your family, watching a movie or whatever.
Yeah.
Have a seat. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Make it nice and homey.
Pillows, I think, are a big one.
blankets.
Yeah.
Hang stuff on the wall. Just make it really like a little home on wheels that you take on the weekends. It's like an apartment to go.
So you guys went through some great stuff, and thank you, by the way, for that. Are there any other tips for just enjoying the weekend that you guys might have for people who are thinking about doing it for the first time?
I would say do a little bit of planning, you know, especially during the summer, which is maybe where you're thinking about doing your most camping. Get a reservation, make sure that you're not stressed about where you're going to go, or if you are going to go out and boondock, just make sure you've done a little bit of prep, read, you know the GPS coordinates that you want to do. Just be prepared.
But be flexible because it's an adventure. It really is, and nothing ever goes the way you think it's going to go. But I said, it's part of the adventure.
Yeah, and to that point, I think ultimately, just keeping in mind that you might have this idea of what camping is, especially if it's one of your first times, and it might not turn out exactly that way when you get out here. But the thing is just to enjoy being with the people you're with, enjoy being outside. You know, this motorhome is just an opportunity to get to a different place, to be outdoors and create memories. That's what these vehicles do, and they're the best for that. So just have fun.
Relax, and here we are talking about all the stuff that you need to bring, but also keep it simple and, don't over stress yourself out. Don't have this long to-do list, or else it's not going to be enjoyable. So,
wow. That's absolutely beautiful. I don't think nothing needs to be added there. So with that said, I'd say thank you guys for letting me come in and kind of crash the campsite for a little bit. I know it's only for the weekend, so I appreciate the time. It was good seeing you.
You're welcome. Anytime, Chris.
Are the keys to those e-bikes still in the e-bike?
Hey, security!
Chris!
The Land, Water, and RV Show is the hottest event of the summer. Join us in stores or online the entire month of June to unlock the lowest prices of the year on chairs, tables, and patio mats. These show prices won't last. Summer trips are better with the right camp furniture, and we have the best recliners, loungers, club chairs, end tables, and more. Stock up for your next trip and get the best prices of the summer. Click, call, or visit your local Camping World today. Welcome back to the Ultimate Land, Water, and RV Show. Chris Young joined by my friends Nellie and Rachel. By the way, good job on the competition so far, ladies.
Ooh,
Y'all have been crushing it.
is tough. We're neck and neck right now.
And neck, yeah, I'm excited, but we got something special coming up for you here in just a minute.
Okay.
But both you guys really get a chance to enjoy your furniture inside your RVs, right?
Of course.
Have you
Dogs, too.
customized it at all? Yeah, and the dogs too.
Just with a bunch of dog sheets.
Right. You haven't checked out any of the new Allure furniture yet?
Oh, I love it.
You know, we've got a pretty good setup in our rig right now. I'm not going to lie. We got the vibration, we got the heat, we got the LED lights.
Right.
Lights and everything.
Well, with Allure, you got everything from chairs, tables, loungers, sofas, and even beds. And have you heard much about it?
I'm really excited to hear more about it. Oh, you got to dance.
Me
Okay.
and my buddy Ian Baker to introduce you to the newest and the best Allure right now.
Allure Furniture is a distributor to the RV industry and the marine industry of quality furniture, chairs, dinette cushions. We provide the very best of furniture to the industry. So anything from a dinette chair all the way up to a trifold. We provide everything on the furniture side that you could want in an RV. I am Charlie Stapke. I am the Senior Manufacturing Production Manager here at Allure Furniture. Not only does Allure import furniture, but we also make it here in America. All the way through the process from the wood shop that builds the frame, all the way through sewing and upholstery. I'm going to walk you through the process of manufacturing the sofas. We start off and we're going to cut it on our Gerber. So we have a Gerber that runs 24 hours a day here. Two people who have been in the industry over 10 years that run it. Then it goes to the sorting department. The sorting department organizes it for the sewers to make it more efficient. Our sew lines, which we have 4 sew lines set up with more than 20 sewers. From there, it moves to upholstery, which we have 3 lines of upholsterers who, once again, have between 5 and 15 years in the industry. Becomes complete. We give it to the drivers and they deliver it. The quality that we instill here is we take it very seriously. We want to have the best quality stuff, and that's going to set us apart. So there's a person checking to make sure that the quality is there, that they're done the same way every single time. If they're not, they get sent back. The designers that we work with here at Allure are Ashley Furniture, the Kathy Ireland collection, which we're very excited about to be a part of. She brings contemporary styles that will be available for the first time to the RV industry. Thomasville collection as well, and there's also Allure Furniture brand. We have patents on a number of our mechanisms that separate us from the competition, and we've painstakingly developed them over many years to give customers something new and innovative to talk about. The people that work in the R&D department have over 20 years of experience doing R&D from all over the industry. We take a sample or build a sample for everything that the customer wants, so we can customize everything from styling to arms to the mechanism. Whatever the customer wants, we customize it to that specific customer to give them something different than the competition.
Hey, what's up? It's Chris Young and my buddy Ian Baker, and we are here to talk about Allure Furniture. Now, Big Dog, you know as well as I do, people have invested in RVs, but so many people have wanting to invest in the comfort and style. Well, now they got the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you kind of pay attention, Chris, to like Pinterest and Instagram and kind of see some of the trends, right? People are taking RVs and they are renovating them, they're redesigning them, right? And
pimping the ride.
Pimping the ride.
Pimping the ride.
And for good reason, right? I mean, you want to make it your own. You want to make it something that's special to you, and everyone has a little bit different taste. And one of the things I love about Allure Furniture is options, right? I mean, we start to take a look at some of the different furniture, and I mean, you have different patterns, you have different styles, you have the ability to take, you know, 2 swivel rockers, and if you want to replace that with a trifold sofa, you can do it.
It's easy to do, and not only that, you get some great names behind it.
Yes.
You know, Allure's brought in Nautica. We have Kathy Ireland. You have Thomasville. So you're getting quality and style, but it's also something that's made for the RV. You know, you were mentioning earlier about the different weights and how touchy it is, especially with people wanting to tow and stay within that tow limit.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things I like to say, Chris, is I say it is residential grade furniture that's built for an RV, right? When I think of Allure, that is instantly what I think of. When I go through and I see all the different types of furniture, you know, I always see an Allure piece and I'm like, yes, thank you for putting in, you know, something that's great quality. It functions the way it's supposed to function. They have some trifold sofas that are revolutionary, some of the easiest that are out there to date. It's comfortable, it looks nice, and when we talk about being built for an RV, you're able to get it in and out of doorways.
That's the
right?
biggie.
That's a huge thing. People go to big box stores. They think they're just gonna be able to buy any old sofa, and they're like, oh, well, it'll fit in the space. Then they try to get it into the door, and they realize it can't, right? Well, you know, with Allure Furniture, the backs will come off of some of the chairs, so you can get them in. They may have a special spot that folds down on the sofa to allow that to be able to get into the doorway. And again, we talk about weight. They're able to take out weight without sacrificing quality, and that is a huge thing when we're talking about RV furniture.
Now, you know, we're talking about quality as well. There's a quality in installing it. A lot of people want to DIY their RV. They want to be able to do it on their own. But with our design centers that we have at Camping World and at Gander, you're not doing that alone. As a matter of fact, we'll install it for you. We'll help you with the upgrades to your sinks, your toilets, the kitchens, pretty much everything to make your RV truly your home. And you know, you and I both have spouses that are extremely good at design.
Yes.
And we're handy.
Chris, have you seen these hands? These are very soft hands.
Mine
handy is a stretch.
Yeah, handy is a stretch, which is why I like the design centers. You can go in, drop off your RV, they will upgrade those features, upgrade that furniture. You bring it back to the spouse and say, look what I did.
That's right. Look at me.
Look how great I am at doing
brownie
this.
Points?
Yes, exactly. No, never. But you don't have to worry about doing the process all by yourself. Our specialists at the design centers at Camping World and Gander will help make sure that it goes smoothly for you.
Well, and to that point, Chris, and I absolutely agree. Like I said, I'm not the strong one when it comes to design. Like we said, that is definitely my wife. The thing I like about it though is we can both go in and we can kind of design it ourselves, right? We can go in, they will help us choose what color palettes we want. And we can help coordinate not just the furniture, but like you say, the sinks, the faucets, countertops.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you want, right? We can totally renovate that RV and have a design plan. I think one of the big pitfalls when people go into some of these reno projects is they just start to take a look at something real quick and they're like, oh, I like this. Then they just kind of hodgepodge things together. But when you go in with an actual design plan, you know that everything is going to fit. And with the options here to Allure Furniture, you're gonna have a piece that's gonna fit that RV perfectly.
And that's why we're so excited to bring Allure Furniture to you, because if you're looking for chairs, tables, recliners, sleeper sofas, everything that you need, including those little ottomans that have those little special storage spaces in them, form, function, of course, beauty and comfort, all set up for your RV. It is your home away from home. So why not style it and design it the way you want with the brand new design centers at Camping World and Gander RV and Outdoors.
You know, Chris, one of the things I love about slide outs is just all the extra room that you get, right? You know, I mean, you look at RVs and most of them have it now, you just get a lot of room and you get comfortable stuff in them, right?
Yeah,
you get a lot of good furniture.
You do. I mean, plus it's so easy to adjust and change, you know, what you want. You know, when you want to go sit at the beach, you want to go sit at the mountains, reconnect with the loved ones, whether you're doing it at a freestanding dinette, a booth dinette, jackknife sofa, swivel chairs, whatever, you have the option to make your RV truly yours and upgrade that experience.
Well, how do we do that?
Oh, it's easy.
Okay.
With the new design centers at Camping World and Gander RV and Outdoors, you can take your slide and slide out into a brand new area to make your slide truly yours.
So, in case folks haven't picked up on it, we are here at Allure Furniture. One of the things I love about Allure, right, is kind of like we talked about. You just have a ton of different options when it comes to furniture. It is quality furniture. What I like to say is that it is residential furniture built for an RV. And we can see that as we start to take a look through it. Different styles, different textures, different colors.
It's something that I think the general public, especially of RVers, because RVing has become so popular, that the people really needed and wanted. You want to be able to make your RV your home.
Yeah.
And that includes making it comfortable, but also including some style and some big names. Like,
huge names.
Yeah, Nautica, Kathy Ireland, Thomasville. I mean, the Allure Design Center really gives you a chance to deep dive into your creative spirit.
Yes.
Bring it out and make your RV yours.
Well, you know, Chris, I think for so long, right, we've been used to RVs being brown, right? Just browns.
Yeah.
But I mean, as you can take a look, right, if you want to pop a color, you can have red.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to take your old beat up, you know, sofa sleeper that has a mattress that's this thick and you have a bar in the back and you're just done with it, and you want like a nice trifold, or you want theater seats in place of like a little love seat, they're here. They're available.
And they're still functional. They're lightweight. They're made for RVs, so they fit the space. They fit they fit the weight. And more importantly, you don't have to go to those big box home improvement stores, because that's not the furniture you want inside your RV.
Correct. Yep. And you get, again, we talk about top name brands. Kathy Ireland, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful furniture. I mean, not only, again, is it functional, not only is it comfortable, but it has the aesthetic piece. I mean, this is gorgeous. I absolutely love the way this looks. It's clean, it's simple, you know, and again, comfortable, right?
Yeah, plush, and it's still a functional unit for an RV. It's still a sofa with a sleeper in it.
Exactly.
And when you say, well, we want to upgrade to something that has maybe enough space for the fam with wireless charging.
That is really cool. I don't have my phone on me, but I played with it earlier, and you can just slip the phone right in there and it just wirelessly charges. You know, you got some lights back here.
LED lights.
Yeah, this is a cool piece.
This is nice. I mean, this is what takes that camping experience from roughing it to, well, with the Design Center and Allure, we're now luxurying it.
Absolutely. And
is that a thing?
And you want to put it away? Boom.
There you
just
go.
like that. You wouldn't even know.
No, style, comfort, and just the ability to really put your own flair inside the amenities in your RV. That's the thing I like so much about the Design Center. Yeah. And with our specialists that we have, you know, at all the centers across the country, we have people that will help you not only pick it out, go through the whole process, but you don't have to DIY it yourself. And we'll install it for you.
And that's a big one for me, Chris, right? On both fronts. One is the help designing, right? It is a true design. It's not, I mean, if you want to a la carte it, you absolutely can. But the fact that you can say, all right, you know, I want this sofa with these accompanying chairs for my dinette, and I want this lighting to make sure it's going to go with this countertop and this sinks. All that is able to be provided through the design center.
We got you covered.
Yep.
And then when it comes time to covering yourself up for a good night's sleep,
got to do it.
Man, we got some of the best mattresses you're going to find.
And this is another one that I really like to hit on, right? Because I will be the first one to tell you, I don't know a single RV manufacturer that puts in a bed that I am comfortable sleeping in for an extended period of time.
Right.
I will be the first one to say it, right?
Right.
It is one of those things that for me, if I'm going to be there for longer than a night or two, if you're a weekender, great, you can do it, right? I can sleep on the ground for a weekend. It might hurt a little, right? But I can do it. But if you're going to spend an extended period of time, you're going to be there for a week, get a different mattress. There are a ton of different options because everybody's different.
Yeah.
Right? Like at home, I have a sleep number, Chris, because, my wife and I like it a little bit stiffer. She likes it a little bit softer.
Right.
And so it accommodates both of us, and that is an option.
And I was going to say, you can get those.
Exactly.
You can get those at the Camping World Design Center.
Yep.
But, you can get, if you like me, I love the cool tops.
Yeah.
Like these right here, with the snow and ice.
At night.
Yes.
I just burn.
I'm a nuclear reactor. My wife hates it. But you're right at the front part. I tell people all the time, as soon as you get your RV, two things. Get that weight distribution hitch, get the sway bar if you can, and then get your own mattress.
Absolutely.
Because you want to enjoy it. Because RVing is kind of like a gym in that which you know about. If you don't use it, you're not going to get the benefit from it. You're not going to enjoy it.
Yes.
So you're not going to want to do it again.
Correct.
So
that is
make
exactly
your
right.
RV enjoyable for you and your family so that you want to do it. And sleeping is a big part because recreational vehicle, when I recreate, I sleep.
Well, and here, that's right? It's time to rest and relax. But the other part of it, and I tell people this all the time, you're going to spend 30% of your life on your back in bed.
Right.
You might as well make sure you're comfortable.
Enjoy it. Yeah. And some of those mattresses are better than the ones we have at our homes.
Oh, 100%.
And when it comes to enjoying the company and reconnecting to the loved ones, why not do that in style and comfort too?
And again, right, we start to take a look at some of the design options, right?
Wow.
Do you want a high top for a bar? You're just looking for, something to sit at the dinette. You want something a little more cushion, a little less. Do you want a wood back, right? Do you want a padded back? Like, all these different options are available.
And the best part is you just answered the question of do you want? Sure, we got it. Whatever you want, we got it. We even have them for the kids.
Yeah, I love that. That is so stinking cute.
Can you imagine?
One of my absolute favorites.
Could you imagine your daughter just chilling out right there?
Oh.
She's got the ottoman too.
Yeah.
Plus everything has form and function to it too. So there's storage spaces in some of these pieces. There's sleeper availability. The chairs will fold up so you can easily store them underneath your bed storage. There are so many options and reasons why, if you're upgrading that experience in your RV, to come to the design centers at Camping World and Gander because we have what you need.
Absolutely.
And now that Allure is bringing the beauty with the function.
Kathy Ireland, Nautica,
Thomasville.
Those are huge names.
Those are big names.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong. So find what you need at the design centers at Camping World. So we have so many people that are experiencing the RV lifestyle, and they're wondering so many things about it, from traveling with pets to traveling with kids to, what essentials do you need for boondocking? What essentials do you need for just weekend traveling? But a lot of them see what you guys do, and they see that you've been full-time. They see that you've been full-time, that you are full-time, and they want to know whether you have kids or not, whether you have a job or not, how do you stay connected and keep going on the road? Sure, a lot of RVing is about disconnecting and reconnecting with the family. But at some point, you probably do need to get some work done to pay for the lifestyle. So I know I brought the experts up here, and I got Ian up here with me as well because he's an expert. Like I said, been around the block more times than the postman when it comes to everything RVs, and I love it. Are you guys okay talking about maybe dropping some secrets on how to stay connected on the road?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bryce. So, Bryce, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
Do you work like a full-time job on the road, or do you guys just full-time RV?
Full-time work while we're full-time RV as well.
Tell me a little bit about the work.
We're really grateful for the point where we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at an agency 4 years ago, so we've been doing this, almost about 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And Nelly worked at a law firm, but when we left, we started a YouTube channel.
Right.
And we were documenting, this is a year before we got the RV, we were documenting just our weekend trips, weekend camping. So I love we had a segment on that too, because it's an introductory into this,
Yes, yeah.
And, Yeah, uploading videos. I was learning online how to record film and video and do photography, and then we just started reaching out to companies, and it slowly built. We were creating content for them, and then our YouTube channel grew, and affiliate links, and so I could ramble. I'll try not to, but
no,
yeah,
it's fine. Yeah.
Basically, we've got a balance now where we'll go to a destination and we will use it for twofold. First, our family. We want to make great experience and memories for us. We want to connect and bond and have something unique happen there that didn't happen in other places, so we remember it, and it's a building experience for our girls. And then twofold is to then create content for brands that we're partnered with, for tourism boards, and then just for our viewers to show them, here's what you can do in this area. Like we did a 50-state tour for that purpose, to show there's no excuse. There's literally something within a drive of everyone in the United States that's super fun, and here's a video to prove in everyone. So
I love that.
Yeah, I love it because you're mixing in the experiences with the family, the vacation aspect, and getting the work done on the road. Now, Nate and Rachel, I love the blogs about the dogs. And I get the feel you guys kind of have the same flow. You're using the travel and the experiences to help create the content, right?
Exactly. We didn't start out that way. We started the blog in 2011 just to show how to move with dogs. And then once the dogs got 1 million followers on Facebook, we decided to do something good with that. And so that's when we went to all the lower 48 states and visited 48 animal shelters. But, we have to share animals in need across the country. So we do rely, on having a connection. And we also do writing, and we also feel very grateful to be where we are right now, where we can, create fun things to show people what a great life that you can have with your dog traveling.
Right. I mean, Nate, you guys have been doing this for how long now?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 solid long years. No, it's great. Yeah, we're, just as she said, and just as Bryce said, we're thankful. Everybody who is able to work on the road in full-time RV is thankful. I talk to people all the time, and it is just always heard the word blessing. Well, that's what we got, man. Yeah. It's just a wonderful thing, and we're thankful for all the people that follow us. We're thankful for all the people that follow the Jergies, because again, what we found is these communities, these are great people, and that's what they create for themselves. We give them some content to hopefully enjoy themselves, and give them content to hopefully make them think. In our case, it's about animal rescue, but it's really those people that create these communities. So we're thankful to them.
That's beautiful. And I wanted you guys both to kind of explain that and explain how you do your thing and why you do your thing, because a lot of people who are discovering the RV lifestyle might not even know that there's an opportunity to create content just by creating the memories. Go ahead.
When because we created our YouTube channel and it was like a fun thing. Long story short, the goal was to motivate people to get out and create memories with their loved ones.
Right.
And our first YouTube video on our channel explains why, but we had a health scare and different things. But when we spent about 2 months uploading videos, and I was getting excited, I got like 300 views and a few likes, and they were all my family and friends and Nelly's family. And Nelly just goes, that's not good enough. Like, people aren't getting out. And so we just said, well, then we should go out and show them. And we thought we'd have to keep saving up and then take these breaks and create and then come back and share the content and then keep working and saving and then going. But thankfully, we've been able to, because now in 2021, the data and service and cell phone towers, like, you can find a way to create income and be wherever as you provide value online for others in some form or fashion.
Yes, thank you for making that point, because you're absolutely right. I think, and Big Dog, you know this more than anybody, whenever we get a chance to go talk to people at the campgrounds, even talk to people at the dealerships, the families that come, they want to do something. They might not know what it is they want to do. They know they just want to do something.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that just by RVing, you can create something that will motivate other people to do it.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, now to do that, you got to have a little bit of help from modern technology and from connection. So, the Wi-Fi's. The wifey's got to have the Wi-Fi. That's what she always says when we hop in. So, what products do you use to get internet on the road, and how accessible is it? I hear you laughing over here, Nate. We're going to be there in a second. Hang on. Bryce, tell me, when you are traveling, I mean, because you're uploading videos.
That's that's a heavy flow.
Big bandwidth.
Yeah. What do you use?
We've circulated through a few things. Recently, a lot of it even just hotspot on our phones, and then we'll plan it out, because yes, you can make it more cushy where there's different things out there with like 800 gigs that you can use a month, and different tethering devices for that. But if we know we're uploading a lot, we'll go to a resort that we know, RV park that has decent Wi-Fi at least, and then we'll set that to upload while we sleep.
Okay.
But then during the day while we travel, we have, I think between the few of us, 60 plus gigs that we can hotspot, and with super fast speeds, and then it tethers after that, unlimited. And so that's worked great for us.
Now, Bryce, for the parks that you guys go to, say, you know they have fast internet. Is that from experience from being there? Is that from talking with others, reading forums?
Yeah. Yes, to all that. Either experience, and then even like there's the whole RV community is awesome, as Nate was saying, and Rachel, and there's groups on Facebook that talk about these RV parks. There's Good Sam Network, right?
Yep.
You can look on there, and obviously there's a standard there to be a Good Sam park, and so yeah, that's helpful.
Awesome.
Nate and Rachel, what about you guys?
We've used aluminum foil on our phones. I've stood on
to cover Nate's head, or to like help out with?
Yeah, I want to hear that story
with the antenna.
No, I it may be in one of your videos. I don't know, but it was about how to amplify your signal with some tinfoil. It didn't work, but then I constructed a helmet.
Yes.
I did construct a helmet. This has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but I made a helmet one time out of tinfoil just to kind of wear around the campground to be ridiculous. And I got the idea that maybe that could help with my cell signal,
Okay.
And I laid the phone on top, and it didn't do anything.
There you go.
For us though, it's similar. We use a hotspot. I mean, that's what we use. We have found that for us, in a lot of parks, they can say that they have fast internet and Wi-Fi. The problem is of course, when you get a lot of people in the park,
and
they're all using it up, it can be a problem. We have a Wi-Fi booster within the Pinnacle. So we're able to use that, but in reality for us, it's always, the hotspot. In places that we cannot get much of a signal, we do some strange things. I'm not saying that this has any scientific backing, but I mean, we've done everything from lay it on the picnic table on the bolt that holds the boards on top.
Yes.
And you twist it a certain way, all of a sudden, boom, we got a bar,
Okay.
And we'll do that. Sometimes we'll go up to the top of a mountain and we will do the walk around, like we're trying to, contact outer space. And sometimes that works.
What, contacting outer space or getting?
Yes. Your mom called.
Oh,
no, I shouldn't say that. That was wrong, because now I feel bad for your mom. That's not right. It's not right. But no, I mean, we use we'll try everything. Sometimes putting it in different parts of the unit. And I know these all sound strange, but when you have to have a signal, you've got to have a signal.
Yeah. It's true. That reminds me, sorry. One time we were in Zion National Park and had a work call we had to do. Earlier that day, we went up Angel's Landing. And for those who've done that, beautiful. Especially if you go the right time of year. And we were up and I was like, hey, I have signal up here. That's awesome. And we had, I don't know, an hour to get back down. And as we're coming back down, we got about halfway and no signal at all. And there was a crowd there. So it was kind of a bottleneck situation. I just turned to Nelly and I was like, I think I got to go back up top. So I went up top and had a conference call at the top of Angel's Landing.
Wow.
And
cool though.
Yeah. There was a part of me at first like, I got to go back up. And as I'm sitting there on the call, she's like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
You couldn't do this years ago. And in some ways, for people that are worried, like, I got to have connectivity, you will find ways to make it work. And everyone understands that it's like you have an extra excuse to be like, hey, I won't have service these next few days. There's nothing I can do about it.
Right.
I'll do my best, but it might take me a day or two to get back on something, and it still works out in the worst case scenarios. But for the most part, just go back up the peak and you'll get service.
Right. I mean, so many people have moved to remote positions now, but because of everything that happened.
One of the blessings, right?
It is. It really is. And Ian, a lot of the RVs that are coming out now come pre-wired with the extenders, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So for those people that may not have a hotspot on their phone, or another device, like I said, a lot of them have them built right in. They're pre-wired. Now, those do most of them, pretty much all of them, do still require some kind of cellular plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an option. I mean, absolutely.
We didn't have that on our first RV that we got, but now with the one we have, the Toy Hauler from Camping World has that, and so we just had that a few months, right? And so we're actually getting that set up because I'm stoked about that.
Yeah.
When I saw on the ceiling, it's like
use it yet?
No, we haven't.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to, because we're doing a renovation on our rig too, right? And so as we finish that renovation, but seeing the Wi-Fi boosters even on both ends and then on top the WindGuard up there, it's like we're excited. Yeah, WindGuard. We're excited to use that.
I'm super stoked. I gotta say something that we just got, and I'm usually not excited about any type of technology, but we did get a portable cell phone signal booster, and it's portable because we do a lot of hiking with the dogs.
Yeah.
We're out in places, just like what you were talking about, having to go back up. And we got it from Camping World. It's a portable one, so really compact. You can take it with you. You can use it on the RV, obviously.
Right.
You can put it in your tow vehicle, whatever the case may be, but you can also take it on trails, hikes, and things like that. Boost your signal. You can get it. We haven't tested it out yet, but it's somewhere around supposedly 75% stronger signal, and that means everything.
You remember what that one's called?
It's the King. Yeah, it's made by King.
Okay.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The King portable.
Portable.
Cellular signal booster. Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, Mr. Product Specialist.
You can even plug that in to one of those, like the EcoFlow solar panels.
Yep.
Like one of the 6 watts, or if you want to charge your cell phone and stuff like that, like the 10 watts, or 100 watts, whatever. You can plug that in to the solar panels. It'll run that and also charge your cell phone too while you're up here on top of the mountain.
That's awesome.
You are from another planet with that advanced technology.
Look, man, why do you think I was wearing the little aluminum hat? I wanted some peace and quiet.
It's true.
From all the noise coming out of the solar system.
That Electric World, there's a lot of cool products.
Man, Electric World, the electrification
I'm stoked for
recreation. That is real. And recreation can be working on the road as well, and staying connected on the road. So it's nice to know that, there are some options out there. I love the idea of the hotspot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably the good fallback. But if you are looking for some products, there are some great ones at your local Camping World and Gander that will help you stay connected and get connected while on the road. Internet at the campgrounds.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. You had touched on it just a minute. You touched on it just a minute ago. That it's if there are a lot of people there, it is going to throttle a little bit. But Rach, lay it on me.
Well, I write every single day,
Yeah.
and I have to have at least in some point in the day, I have to be able to upload. During the week, it's a lot easier because there's less people there. So I try to do most of my work during the week so that I know that the signal is going to be stronger. Make sure you get a password from the campground when you check in. And sometimes they have their own individual rules. So they'll say, don't be streaming videos, or don't be doing this, or don't be doing that. They have their own rules. But you can figure out ways to be able to, even if you can only use it for some of the time, that way you don't take up all of your hotspot, data at once. I like to stagger and try to use it when I can.
Okay. Nate?
Yeah, and also I will say that a lot of campgrounds now, they've recognized the need, and they're trying to do something about it.
Yes.
A lot have upgraded. A lot of them as well will have more of a premium service that you can pay for.
Right.
And if you're working, necessary.
Yeah.
You got to do it. So a few bucks, and that will usually get you to where you need to be if they have one that you need to purchase for the week.
Do they have hardwired as well that you know of? Or is it like all Wi-Fi?
I'm sure they do. Our experience has just been Wi-Fi.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Have you guys been to one where they have like kind of boosters?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
we actually parked right next to one.
We did. Yeah, we looked for
them. Like, these are open. I saw it and I'm on the tree and I'm like,
yeah. They're like beacons of hope. You're like, I hope I got internet, But yeah, we really try to find those. And like I said, when we first started, we just bought a Wi-Fi booster that you could put right in the window. You know, you just kind of plug it on the window, and you do have to move those around as well. You know, if the signal's coming over
antennas. Yeah, she'll have the green leaf antennas. You got to move those around.
You got to move them around. So you know, it's trial and error that you have to work with.
Right. So Bryce, what about you? Have you found? I mean, obviously, some campgrounds are going to be better than others. But are there any that stand out in your mind that have like you've been? Wow, the internet here at this place was super awesome.
I was trying to think of the name. It was one we were at this last month where we parked right next to the signal.
like right next to the booster.
It was great, but then on the weekends I didn't know because I was working. This RV that we have now has 4 TVs, and we haven't had our other one had 0. So we have a TV on the outdoor kitchen, the bedroom, and the garage, and the living room. We're like, that's excessive, but it's nice though. Like I was grilling, the jazz were playing, so that I got to experience that, and that moment was like already worth it. And then in the inside now we have like we'll do like a movie night,
right?
But no problem at all. And then on the weekends it didn't work, and I mean it did, but it would you'd see the spin thing for a while, and then it played that maybe 3 times throughout the movie.
Still not bad.
Yeah, still not bad. That's the thing is like, I don't know. It's funny how when you're at home, if it's like taking a while to upload, you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But then when you're, I don't know, everything's just, I'm more easygoing, and you find a way to make it work, and you realize, you know what? We actually have exactly what we need.
And somehow movie night is like 3 times as special.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And then just for people that are wondering, like, it's not like we barely use the internet. Our job is uploading 1 to 5 gig videos, throughout the week. And
that's heavy.
So yeah, we just plan, and then we're downloading and sending stuff to editors and uploading to different online storages. And so you just plan accordingly, like set it to upload, we go to sleep, you work around it.
Nice. Do you guys have a favorite campground for internet or one that you know of that was like, wow?
Some of the state parks actually that we have been to, just most recently in Arkansas, you could pay to use the service and it worked fine. But I used to panic at first when we had no signal. I thought, what am I going to do? I have to have a signal.
Right.
But over 5 years of it happening numerous times, I've just learned, okay, we're going to have to, worst case scenario, what do I have to do? And as we're driving into the campground or into the park, I'll say, when was the last time I could get a cell signal? I'll watch it as we get closer and closer. We've even had to leave in the middle of the night sometimes to upload a video, and went to a coffee shop and sat in the parking lot at, 1 o'clock in the morning trying to upload something. You just do what you got to do.
It's dedication. I like it.
That is dedication. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the best place I ever camped at as far as the internet was Grandma's house,
Okay.
It wasn't my grandmother's house. I don't know whose grandmother it was, but she had great internet. But I mean, we have had those experiences, and just like she says, it's terrible, but it's not, Well, like you say, you get that ball of death thing spinning, and you know that you got to do something different. And, we've been out in the middle of nowhere. We needed something uploaded. I literally drove one time 3 hours to get a signal.
Wow.
One of the best drives I ever had in my life. Driving 3 o'clock in the morning through the desert, it was magical.
That's cool.
It was really magical.
Experience.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
That's an experience.
The times that we've talked about where it's like her and I will, in the middle of the night, go drive up, to the top of the mountain and, see a stream going down. Well, I'm watching it while she's working. She probably doesn't remember anything about it, but I'm like, well, this is beautiful. I wish you could see it. But it's like, those are the things. It's like you're working, but you're working in an environment, just as you said, Bryce, where it's like, yeah, you're having a conference call, you're having a meeting, but it's like no meeting no one else could have. And it makes all of the effort worth it. And just as we've been talking about, I'm just going to reiterate, you will make it work.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you guys heard of Wi-Fi on steroids?
I haven't.
You haven't?
No.
Is that a booster?
It's a booster. That you can find. Yeah, there's got the guy with the big signal.
Yeah.
It's a signal booster, which we have at Camping World in Gander.
Oh, wow.
Works phenomenal.
I was looking at that online, and was like, okay, I think I'm gonna try it because all the reviews said it worked.
Yeah,
I thought it was something that
the logo of the.
It's got to get it looks like Ian.
It's simple. You just plug it in and it links and boosts.
Wifey.
Wifey. Oh no, no, Lord.
Yes,
if we had wifey on steroids, we wouldn't be here. It's a beautiful thing. But no, there are certain products out there that will help, and getting the Wine Guard, or getting something that will like auto locate and help lock onto a signal, as well as a service plan, is something that if you do need to stay connected on the road and do need to get out there with that heavy duty, that's one that for me I think is essential. Or if you say, well, we got 4 kids, 4 TVs. I want them watching something different on each TV. And it's going to be streaming. You can plug in, whatever the little sticks are. And, well, you're probably going to need the heavy duty Wine Guard, and you're going to probably need the heavy duty Wi-Fi on steroids to really boost that signal.
Yeah, well, we'll get that. You can check on our channel. We'll review it. Cause,
check it out. And then, let us know what you think about it. Now, with internet comes entertainment. So a lot of people streaming services, this, that, and the other thing. But what about the other side of entertainment? Antenna, satellite, and cable when you're on the road. How does that work for you guys?
Okay, so, I'm just like Bryce. Our first unit, for 4.5 years, when we first got it, it was used. Great Class A motorhome. We loved it. I took the TVs out. It's the first thing I did. I'm like, we're going full time. I've got 2 TVs in here. These things are gigantic, and I need a place to put my wine. So I took out the TVs and I took those out.
I'm here for this.
And we used them for storage, that space. So we did not watch TV. Everything that we watched would be on like an iPad or on like our phones and in those things. Now that we have, the Fiverr, it has 3 TVs, and I think that's excessive. We've watched one of them. And so for the first time in, almost 5 years, a few weeks ago, we pulled into a place that had cable, and she wanted to, she wanted to watch her, Bachelorette and the Kardashians on, all that type of stuff.
Well, yeah, you got to keep up with them.
Okay. You do. And she loves that type of TV. That's cool. That's entertainment, just like you say.
Yeah.
And I don't knock people anymore for watching TV. I used to sit there and go, "You're out in nature, man. Stop that." And then I realized I had just yelled at somebody who I didn't know. But it's like, it's entertainment for them. It's something that enhances their experience.
Right.
Cool.
Local news, stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's like, it's awesome. A lot of parks now have where you just, plug in your cable.
Mm-hmm.
Our other motorhome did have satellite. Again, I never turned it on. But with this unit, it has a nice aerial antenna where we are able to pick up local channels. And I got to tell you, I didn't even know you could do that, And I started scanning through.
Well, most new models come with the antenna built in.
Yeah. And it's cool because they're 360 and you don't have to raise them up or lower them down. You just fire it up and roll.
Yeah, I accidentally found that out about ours. We did turn the TV on, and it was in the bedroom one. And there's no. Our living room one has like it came with an Amazon Fire Stick. It's behind the cabinet, right?
Same.
I didn't ever have to open it up and check. It just works. So that's cool. Props to that.
Very similar. Ours, it was like I didn't know that was an option. I thought I had to hook up cable, and I just turned on the TV, and all of a sudden, there he was, Chris Young for Camping World.
It's just a rolling.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah. Well, what you don't know is because I want to haunt your dreams. We every vehicle you go to, every campground you go to, we've preloaded all that.
Preloaded it.
It's on that
Preloaded it.
Videos of Ian and I just doing different stuff.
Ian, I'm cool with. Ian, I'm cool with. I turn you on in case I've gotten any bugs in from leaving the door open.
Oh yeah,
they run right out.
Look, if you want the neighbors gone, if somebody's spending too much time in your camper, just cut on one of my videos. Next thing you know,
you know what? I got to tell you something. This has got nothing to do with anything. I make fun of you, man.
Yeah.
But I love you, Chris Young.
Love you, man. Yeah,
I love you
too, man.
I love you, Chris.
But a lot of campgrounds have. Love you, man. A lot of campgrounds have. Love you, man.
Thank you.
Cable hookups, and they also. Go ahead.
As you say, it works really well. Yeah, it's clear, and that's what it meant. We turned the TV on, and there was a clear channel coming through. It was like, we have TV too, besides just internet.
And regular over the air stuff. Which is HD now.
Yeah.
So it's it's kind of nice to have.
Yeah.
Have you guys experienced any of the satellite dishes yet? Like the Tailgaters, the Playmakers, the Playmaker Pros. Have you guys picked up any of those?
I haven't. But what I do to the campgrounds is everybody in the campground loves to talk about it, you know, and it's cool because you learn a lot. Bryce, you talked about this on some of the segments about getting information from people, and I feel like I could just go pick one up now and use it. And no, they love them, and from everything that I've ever seen, they work really well.
Yeah.
I like how some of them are even like, you know, some of the dishes they got now are even like in the shape of like Star Wars helmets, like Darth Vader. You ever seen that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're great.
Stormtroopers and stuff like that.
They'll grab onto the signal. They got 360 on them. Just mount them on the roof. I mean, obviously you got to have a special plan, you know, for some of them. Some of them have, you know, the receivers that you can use both at home and in your RV.
Right.
You know, but you know, there's just run the gamut of what you want to get as far as service plans, but there are options out there for it.
And I just think, again, that shows you where we're at anymore with RVing and camping in general, that, you know, whatever you like to do, it's not like you're roughing it anymore. You know,
you can be as bougie as you want.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, there's no word I'd rather hear than the word bougie.
Right.
I don't know.
See, and you can keep up with the Kardashians while you're out there.
Yeah. I mean, we found that not every product is going to work everywhere, too. So, you know, not every product is going to work in the mountains as it does on the beach. So it's like, find where you like to go and see what product fits in best for you.
Right. And at the end of the day, if you got to get out and talk to each other, you're in a beautiful spot to do it.
That's
So,
right.
I mean,
Because you climbed a mountain to find cell signal.
That's right.
Yeah, it's funny. There's programs out there like Wi-Fi routers that have programs built in them that a parent can throttle, so their kid gaming experience lags, and then they get frustrated and they decide to stop playing. It's like, it's funny that you have to pay for that. You can just go in the outdoors and let it naturally happen, and then they can chill out and let nature stimulate them better, you know?
Yeah, I'm actually really glad you brought that up, because that is one of the things about camping. Like I have kids, and you know, it's crazy sometimes with you have electronics and kind of some of the things that, you know, we talk about staying connected, and sometimes it just is better to just disconnect. You know, like it, you know, my 5 now 6-year-old. Happy birthday again. So
happy birthday.
Thank you. She you know, after having a tablet for a certain amount of time, like she just wants a tablet. She just wants a tablet. She just wants a tablet. But then we go out camping and she's playing in the woods and she's playing with sticks and, you know, talking about the clouds and just kind of living life and getting away from that. And sometimes I appreciate it.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm right there with you. My 12-year-old who, you know, he's on the spectrum, and he gets just attached to that tablet. And sometimes it becomes a vice for him to where, you know, he's not comfortable unless he has it. But we will actually, when we go somewhere camping, I will buffer like something on Netflix for him, you know, to get it to where hopefully it'll be able to go all the way. And I'll make it a reward. You got to go out, you got to play, you got to go see what those kids are doing over by the picnic table. You got to play land over here, you know, go down the water slide, whatever. And your reward of playing after an hour will be, while we get ready for dinner, you guys can watch this movie.
Because by that time, it finally buffered.
Yeah, by that time, hopefully it's done.
The ball of death.
Yeah. I'm going to start following Bryce's suggestion, though, of finding the little, you know, look for the 2 antennas coming off the gray box and try to park near there. That's pretty smart.
That is a pro tip.
Yeah.
I like that one.
But I just echo that. Your kids need to know it's okay to disconnect and it's healthy. They need to know that they don't have to know what everyone else in their school is doing that afternoon and what they're gossiping about. Like it becomes this necessity now where it's like, well, what are they doing? What are they doing? And they don't live anymore on their own. And so, and you need that too. Our job is literally being connected on social media, which never sleeps. And we realized about 2 years in, it was like, we are burnt out if we don't balance. It is not good.
Yeah.
And so you have to learn it's okay to disconnect. And if I come back and you didn't hear about so-and-so, I didn't.
Yeah,
and I'm okay.
Yeah, exactly. But guess what? I didn't hear about it, but you can tell me about it.
Yeah,
now.
tell me now.
Yeah,
now we have a conversation to talk about.
We have another question that came in. Does the type of RV matter when you're trying to stay connected on the road?
Yes, in many ways it does, because of the equipment either in it or not. But even if you don't have, as we've talked about, you know, you can retrofit anything into these.
Right.
I will say that construction of a unit can make a difference on the type of signal that you're getting. It's no different. I mean, you could live on a street and your neighbor may get, you know, a certain amount of signal You go into your house and you've got nothing. And a lot of that does have to do with construction materials and everything else. And, as Ian especially will attest to, I mean, these things are made out of every different, substance. And sometimes you'll find that your unit may have a more difficult time than, somebody who's parked right next to you with the same service plan. So more than anything else, I would say, though, it's where you're parked.
Yep.
Okay.
It's where you're parked.
Right.
So, if you're going to make a reservation somewhere and you can actually go visit the park or something, it's a great idea to do because you do the old drive-by and you've got the phone, and just like she says, you see where you're getting a signal and where you're not. And then you can kind of make those reservations accordingly.
That's a very smart tip. Pre-drive by the campground.
Yeah, and to Nate's point, when we talk a little bit about construction, I mean, if you look at some manufacturers like Keystone, right, utilizing like Key TV.
Yes, yeah.
So there are some differences there, instead of having to mess with all the wiring and cable, you just plug it into one, and now it's at every TV you have. When you look at motorhomes and you talk about satellite, then you have the possibility of doing like an in-motion satellite, so you can have it while driving.
While driving down the road, yep.
Right, so when you talk about the RV, I would say that there are some differences based upon the type as well as the brand and again, the construction.
Right. Bryce, any input on that from your guys' perspective?
Times are catching up, the RV parks are upgrading. Even cell phones and towers and everything are catching up too. So I just don't want anyone to hold the brakes for 6 months while they're researching, which unit's going to be the best now for the Wi-Fi signal. Yes, that plays into it, but like Nate said earlier, you will make it work. Yeah. So find the one I think that you're most balanced in when you're living in it and is healthy in that way, and you'll find ways to make it work.
You can also work outside.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
What I do.
That's the best desk. Right?
I work outside every single day. My office is wherever we are at, and that's where I get the best signal. And I find that I work more intentionally. I get distracted a lot, and I write, and I'm looking at this on my phone. I'm looking at this on the computer, and then I'm trying to write. If I don't have that great of a signal, then I'll write and then I'll upload, so it's like I find that I actually get more done that way, but outside is key for me.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because my next question was going to be, what's the best part about working on the road?
Yeah, it's locations, as we've talked about. I mean, it's locations. I mean, we work all the time. I mean, we also do, social media consulting as well. So we just work, but we're not working.
Right.
Because just like you were talking about, Angel Trail and all of those type of things, we were in Grand Canyon, working for a couple of weeks. We were on the coast of California working. We were in a vineyard working. Oh, so yes, we were working.
People put that in the background on their Zoom call.
Yes.
You're actually there.
That's exactly right. And as she attested to, I mean, she loves to work outside. I tend to work more in the air conditioning. I don't know why. But,
but you have the option of going from the air conditioning to outside. Whereas if you're stuck in an office, you don't get this light.
No.
You don't get this air.
No. And when she said
those nasty lights in the nasty in-office air.
And the reason she works outside, because she's easily distracted. I mean, you can squirrel. You can see why she's easily distracted. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what, you got something on your face? Oh, okay. Yeah.
My favorite thing is telling my dogs it's time to go to work. So we get up in the morning, we take a hike, we feed them breakfast, and then it's time to work. So as soon as I say it's time to go to work, they go outside. They get on their dog beds. It's their job.
Oh,
they help me work.
Aww.
Yeah.
Well,
that's so good.
And I think with the pandemic too, I think a lot of people can relate to working outside. Like I know, I for one was doing a lot of work at home, and it was just so refreshing to be able to get out, just even sit on my back deck, and just be outside and work outside.
So imagine being able to do that
in a place like this.
Or hey, this week the kids are learning about the Liberty Bell. Let's take them up to Philadelphia.
Yes.
I mean, being able to do stuff like that. Bryce, what's your favorite part about working outdoors?
It's intentional. It's we are living in our why. We work so that we can live. I mean, we work so we can live. We don't live so we can work.
Right.
And so a lot of times it's just you're in a setting that reminds you of why you're doing it. And so it becomes more intentional. And I'll be honest, there's still times where Nelly needs to be like, hey, Bryce, can we go now play with the girls? Because again, our job, social media doesn't sleep.
Right.
And when one thing works, I just want to pour into it more. And when we help out more people, I want to help out even more. And we have another course we're about to finish sharing exactly how we got to this point so others can if they want. So I'm diving into that. But Nelly reminds me, and it's like, oh yeah, we'll go and play with the girls, and I'm fulfilled, and I'm at my mental peak, and then I can go work. It's like versus a long 8-hour shift where you're kind of there, mostly there, thinking about not working while you're working. It's just very intentional and more saturated in those moments.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I want to stress the fact too that the people that have been up here with us, Soulful RV, Follow Your Detour, the Jergies, and ourselves, it's like the people that do follow us. We talked about losing cell signals and things like that. They're patient. They're patient, and it's like a lot of times we don't respond to people for like 2 days because, the locations that we're at. But, the important thing that I want to tell people is even if you don't have a job, like what we're talking about.
Sure.
And we understand that, as you've talked about, some people just work remotely. Maybe they're, whatever the case may be, whatever their job is, it can work. You just have to make sure that you plan and adapt yourself accordingly. We're in a position where, yes, if we go hiking out into the woods and we're gone 8 hours and don't have a cell signal, people will understand. But if you're not in that position and you're doing a job that is ultra important, that you are connected, you are going to have to make some sacrifices in that way, making sure that you are at a park that does have good internet and those type of things. So, I want to make sure that people understand not everywhere you go is it going to work perfect. Yeah. So make sure that you are prepared and that you're not shirking your responsibilities. You like that word, shirk?
I do like that.
Okay.
But
I don't know what I mean.
To that point and to the point that Bryce made, wouldn't it be a good gut check of what's running what to actually try it if you're working remote?
Yes.
Try the RV lifestyle, because is the job running you or are you running the job?
Yes.
How important is that connectivity at the end of the day? Because connectivity to me, sure, it means having the internet. Sure, it means having entertainment for the kids.
Yep.
But more importantly than that, it's connecting with the things that are going to keep you going at that job. Nature, the family, oxygen, sunlight, vitamin D. I mean,
right.
I mean, wouldn't that kind of be like a good gut check at the end of the day as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, I think, and Chris, I know you hit it on it all the time, and I know that, this is about, like you say, staying connected on the road. But for me, when you talk about connection, it is about connection with family and loved ones. And that for me has always been one of the, best parts of RVing in general. And Nate, and I know you and I talked about it earlier, some of the best childhood memories are from camping.
Yes, absolutely.
I promise you that my 6-year-old will not remember, whatever cartoon that she may have watched that day.
Right.
But she will remember the trips that we've taken. She will remember, the first time that, even setting up a tent. I mean, we've gone RVing before, and even tent camping. She was so excited to set up a tent in the backyard. Because it was a new experience.
It's different. Yeah.
And that is something that she will remember for the rest of her life, and seeing different campgrounds and taking these trips. It really is that connection, reconnecting with the family, getting away from some of those electronics sometimes. It's a different kind of connection.
Yes, it is.
But it really is staying connected while you're on the road.
My dad always tells me, don't focus on just one definition of the word, focus on all definitions of that word.
There you go.
So that kind of falls into the mold. So that aside, y'all give me some more tips, because this has been great. This has been a good conversation of how to do it, how to overcome some of those challenges. If somebody needs one more good tip,
especially if they're new.
Yeah,
right?
Especially if they're brand spanking new. They're looking to get in this, but there's some trepidation there. Hey, well, I actually do need, because I got reports I have to do. Give them some love, give them some help. Rachel.
you're going to do your best work on the road, whether you have a connection or not. You're going to be inspired to be your best self. You're going to meet new wildlife at every campground that's going to teach you something. You're going to notice something while you're working. Is
that how you met Nate?
Perfect.
The wildlife. No. Continue. Yeah. No.
I write, and I have to be inspired to do that. And I don't know of any other way that I could be. I'm constantly learning something about whatever area that we're in. It gives me something to write about. It gives my dogs purpose and something to live for. And I just feel like I do better work, and I'm a better version of myself on the road.
On the road. I love it. Nate.
Yeah, I would give, I think the best tip is to up your cell phone plan to the ultimate.
Okay.
I mean, go
get that hot spot.
Get that high spot. Say, you know what? I'd like to talk to somebody, maybe the president of this corporation, and see if I can get, because you want it.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. Does he?
He has a cellular company. Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, he's got a mobile company. Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Does it have anything?
He's
to do
also,
with
I get confused for him all the time when I'm out in public.
Oof, you know what? I figured that
dapper gentleman in the video from earlier. I thought it was Ryan Reynolds. Turns out it was just you.
The only person actually that doesn't need a cell phone signal is you. Probably Camping World wants you to lose connectivity so that you have no access.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is literally a satellite dish right here.
I believe it.
Plate. Instead of the forehead, I got the 789 head. Yeah. I'm getting all types of signals. I get ESPN free up there.
I'm tell you, it looks like you got the Chris Young moisturizer on. Makes you look like a grease spot.
It's a little warm.
I put it on and you see what happened to me.
Yeah, it's a little war room out here.
It's got nothing to do with that. But cell phone coverage, up your plan and up it again. And that's the best, tip I could give, other than just like Rachel says, man, get out there. Get inspired.
Yeah.
Get inspired. And I don't care if you're doing, you're doing something that you don't think needs inspiration.
Right.
You do.
You do.
You will do a better job. Inspire yourself.
Bryce Jergy. Somebody said, hey, man, I'm thinking about RVing for the first time. I need to do some work on the road. What tip can you give me?
For being connected? Yeah, I agree with that. Echoing that, up the plan. And it's worth it. Like, this will cost this much installment fee and then the monthly fee. It's worth it. Because you're getting something that, instead of being under a fluorescent light in an enclosed building, working, you're outdoors. They say like a desk job, it can be a really unhealthy job, right? Because you're sitting lethargic. It's really bad.
Yeah,
You're a desk jockey and the posture and everything. Go, just do it. And try it for a month. There's, you can do trials. You can always change back on your plans. You can call them, tell them what you're thinking. And a lot of times when you call your cell phone company, they'll say, oh, well, we can just change this and this, and your payments are still pretty similar.
Right.
I didn't realize that, but sometimes we were due an upgrade that was more data for less than what we were paying.
Yep.
So check in on that. It's worth a phone call and try it out and realize the value that comes more into your life that is you won't foresee.
Right.
Yeah.
And never join the Chris Young cell phone plan. I found that out. It's just basically 2 tin cans and a string.
Yep. And the string's actually got a knot in it, so you can't. There's no communication. It's called the I don't want to talk to you plan. That's what that is. But, at the end of the day, the best thing is if you can go from changing your scenery of your office to what you have right behind me.
That's right.
And you can. You can.
You easily can with modern technology the way it is, with all the products and services you can find at your local Camping World, your local Gander, from the Wi-Fi boosters to the internet to the satellite to the dishes, whatever you may need to help keep you connected on the road, you're going to be able to find. And our people are there to help walk you through the products that are going to be right for you. We've done research. Good Sam has tons of blogs on how to stay connected on the road, which campgrounds are good on the road.
Yep.
And then you got videos from people like Ian and myself helping you find those products and navigate the waters to make sure that when you do get out, you stay connected. But I think the best part of what this afternoon session has been the testimonials of not only can you do it, you can flourish doing it, and it can change your life and make you better people when you do it. Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah, there's a reason we're still doing it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what you guys are about to do?
You about to tell me. I know that.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good because we got the ultimate.
Final.
Bring an atlas in the RV or even just download a digital map right to your phone.
Oh, check this out.
Make sure to fill up on gas before you head out and bring an extra gas can just in case.
And you want to make sure you camp in areas where you can go play outside and do the things you love to do. Whoa! Yeah!
Sunscreen's important anytime you're outside, but especially out here in the desert. So don't forget to use a high SPF and reapply often.
Always make sure to bring the tools to swap out a flat tire and make sure your spare tire is in great shape. In case of emergency, it's important to have a satellite communication device, especially when you're off-grid camping. Waterproof matches or a lighter are a must when you're out here to start a fire because when the sun goes down, it gets chilly.
As a professional makeup artist, camping allows me to get out into nature and always re-inspires my creativity.
It's the epicenter for adventure, and this here is a perfect base camp. Whoa!
Oh, rookie mistake.
Camping in an RV allows us to get out and experience something new and different on every trip.
We're super stoked for the next adventure.
How amazing is that?
Wow, looks pretty
Yeah.
good.
Hi, we're Mike and Jennifer Wendland, and here's our tips on how to stay connected on the road.
And 9-10 years ago, we bought a used Class B and started a blog. And lo and behold, it took off. People started to read it, and then we went to YouTube, and then we started the podcast, and we now have like about 750,000 people in our community that follow us. Now, we depend on the internet. We do all of our work from the internet. We're podcasters, we do videos, we do blogs, we send our photos in, and we could not work from the road if we didn't have internet connectivity. So it is important to stay connected, and it is so easy now. The first thing that we want to recommend to everybody, if it's that critical to you, is redundancy. And what that means is have another network that you can access the internet through. We use two networks. They're competing networks, but that way we're pretty sure that wherever we go, if one network has bad coverage, the other one almost always has good coverage. And that has saved us so many times in the past. I think of the time we were in the Florida Everglades and we had no internet connectivity, and I flipped on the other section, and bam, it was like 5 bars, and we had great connectivity. So have two systems. If it's that important to you, yes, you have to have two different accounts, but that's important. You also want to know that, be aware that some of the carriers will limit you in terms of how much data you can use. One of the big carriers will let you only use 15 gigabytes of data a month. The other one will let you use 20. So if you have redundancy, you can balance between those two, and you can end up with like 35 gigabytes of data that you can use, and that's enough for most of the most intensive use of RVers, and it's all because of redundancy. We also have different devices that we use. On the roof of our RV is the Connect 2 from Winegard. You can get it at Camping World. They've got it in all their stores, and you can find it online as well. It is a great system. It is a Wi-Fi booster. In other words, it will pick up Wi-Fi signals from a fairly long way away, and it will boost that signal and bring it into your RV. So you can use the campground Wi-Fi, or if you're in a public area, you can use the public Wi-Fi that's there as well. But besides that Winegard Connect 2 also has a 4G LTE antenna, so you will have good cellular internet connectivity too. That is our go-to device. We use it, it brings in the signal, and then it broadcasts our own like hotspot network inside our RV. But if that doesn't work, we also use a small Wi-Fi data card router system. These are available by all the major carriers, and we are so surprised at how well that works now. When we first started RVing 9 years ago, we never got connectivity. We had to have a cell phone booster, a little antenna on the roof to get it. Now the cell phone networks and all the providers have been built up, and Do we ever run out of internet anywhere?
No, we don't.
Yeah, maybe in the most remote areas of Yellowstone National Park, yes, a couple of places. But having that MiFi card also works well. I just keep it on a counter in the RV, and probably 90% of the time, that's how we grab our internet. And the other thing is they have multiple devices. We travel, Jen and I both have a laptop, so we have 2 laptops. We have a tablet that is cellular enabled, and we have our 2 cell phones. So all of those devices can create their own Wi-Fi network. So if one breaks, then the other one will take over. And if the other one breaks, you still got a third one. We're on the road half to 3/4 of the time, and we always have internet connectivity now.
Because we couldn't go there, we couldn't be there if we didn't.
And in this age of the pandemic, when everybody is working remotely, that is probably the most important requirement that so many people have for their RV is internet connectivity. So again, our advice, have redundancy, different carriers, different devices, and you're good to go. So that is our RV pro tip on staying connected on the road.
And there are lots more RV pro tips from other influencers, so check them out.
I'm Monet.
I'm James.
And we're going to share how RV camping has unlocked our family travel dreams. Kennedy is the boss lady, as we call her, because she's always telling all of us what to do. And Jordan is our adventure junkie. Anything high in the sky, that's all her. So for us, family travel is just having uninterrupted family time. We're really just enjoying one another, discovering new things. One thing that RVing and camping will teach you when it comes to family travel is definitely patience with setting everything up and just being in such a close quarters all the time. I need help, please. It really teaches you how to work together as a family. Making lunch is easy. We can quickly make sandwiches and snacks whenever the kids get hungry. The RV is the perfect mobile kitchen.
When you go like it.
How many strawberries you want?
Maybe 5 and 5. Who's able to lunch? Me!
Right? So are we gonna go live on that island back there?
No.
Nah. Why not? You don't want to take a boat to school?
A unicorn.
So you rather ride a unicorn or a boat to school?
Unicorn. Sun! Hi, Sun.
Camping allows us to slow down while still having a great time. What are you gonna do? We love doing campfires in the evenings, making s'mores, and just relaxing.
That's melted. Cheers!
We love to be silly and have fun, and the RV gives us a built-in dance floor. It gives a sense of home base no matter where you are.
Good night, Daddy.
We can put the kids to bed, come outside, enjoy a glass of wine, and reconnect after a long day, which is something we're not able to do at a hotel. It has really just sparked an amazing love for us, a different way for us to travel that we really enjoy.
close to the beach. Bryce, you're gonna be the closest. You're actually gonna be the furthest away. But here's how it's gonna lay out. Is it an advantage or is it not an advantage? Because when we start, when I say go and I blow this whistle, you gotta take these bikes, ride the bikes to the stop line right there in the road. You then gotta run to your campsites. Your campsite is furthest, but closest to the beach. Your campsite is closest to the bike, but further to the beach. So, is it an advantage or is it not an advantage? Once you get to your campsite, you gotta set it up. You got a chair, you got a grill, you got a mat, you sit down in the chair, slap your partner high five. Once you do that, you haul butt down to the beach. Down to the beach, we got a kayak for you, and we got a float. You tie that float to the kayak, and then you haul butt out to the water where my buddy Ian Baker is gonna be sitting in your Napalo boat that you're gonna be giving away. You gotta pull that float up to the boat, your partner's gotta get out, climb up the ladder on the back, Nelly, grab the keys, honk the horn, and that Napalo is gonna be given away by you to one of your followers. So,
We got you.
it's a lot because it is the last day of the ultimate land, water, and RV show, and there's only one way to cap it off with an ultimate camp relay. So, gentlemen, are you ready?
Yes.
When this whistle blows, go get your bike, go to the line, set that, do not lay it down, set the kickstand down, and then take off running. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, and there they go. Let me tell you, oh wow, Keith with a nice big lead on the front. Oh, but here comes Bryce. And of course, oh, poor Nate. He said he quit. There you go, get off those bikes and take off running. Oh, come on, here they come, running. Wow, Bryce is flying down to the campsite, the Enlightened. They're slapping high fives, pulling out grills. You gotta get those mats down, you gotta get the grill down, you gotta get the chairs down. Oh my goodness, Nate is going to town. Oh, there the grass is being attacked. Oh, this is beautiful. We got folding chairs. We got padded club chairs. We got captain's chairs, gravity rockers. Oh my goodness, Nate has taken his campsite into the... Oh, Bryce and Nelly are off and running. Down, seats in, seats down. Butts in the seat, high five. Boom, all right, you're good to go, take off. Oh, here comes Tia, booking it. Oh my goodness. Oh, KJ's right behind. Oh, here come Dan and Lindsay. Oh, and here we go. Oh, Bryce and Nelly are already at the kayak, and here they go, tying it up. You gotta get it tied, and then you gotta go, oh, somebody with Starsky and Hutch.
All right, looks like Bryce and Nelly have hit the water.
Oh, this is so great. This is so great.
Man, Bryce is out in front. He is already paddling. Nelly is not even on the tube.
Wow.
There she goes. Oh no. Uh-oh.
Oh, wow, it's just a cluster back here now.
We have some that may tip. That is a long line.
Now remember, you got to get your partner to the back of the boat.
Bryce is out in a commanding lead, but he has a very long line, and Nelly is ways back. She is also swimming.
You got a lost paddle.
There goes Nate paddling away. Two traveling dogs are coming up quick. Here we come. Camping World coming around the corner. Coming around, paddling hard, paddling hard. Got to go around the boat. Got to come on the ladder. Got to go around the boat.
Wow, Bryce and Nelly just decided to just take off.
Come up the ladder. Here we go. Nelly is on the boat. She's going for the air horn. Grab the keys. Grab the keys.
Is it gonna be it?
Gotta blow it. Team Camping World is the winner of the Napalo boat.
Yes! Yes, get them, Nelly! Congratulations! Wow! What a way to cap off the ultimate camp relay here at the Ultimate Land, Water, and RV Show. Let me tell you what, if you follow the Jergies, it's one of you. Congratulations, because you are going to be very soon picking up the brand new Napalo pontoon boat, which is the absolute best entry-level pontoon boat you're going to find on the market, and it starts at just $24,995. Congratulations. I am envious of you. But what a way to kick off the ultimate summer than with the ultimate land, water, and RV show, and of course, the ultimate outdoor Olympics from all of our family of brands. Camping World, Gander RV and Outdoors, Overton's, and of course, Good Sam. I'm Chris Young saying thank you so much for joining us for the ultimate land, water, and RV show. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we did. We're honored to have you here. Have a wonderful rest of the week. And by the way, happy early Father's Day. We'll see you soon.